You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's the Long Island Ducks coming up next on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
With high-definition video, you're tuned in to the You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smokin' House party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout the season, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales, and box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, the exclusive Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the Dream Team. Group ticket packages are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle & Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are from noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club now. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch! Adam Bailey makes the catch! And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
Swinging a ground ball, hit toward short, charging in his lines. He fields, throws to first. The comeback is complete. From 2-0 down in the series, the Long Island Ducks have won 3 in a row at home. And for the 5th time in franchise history, they will head to the Atlantic League Championship Series.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
Live from Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland, this is Long Island Ducks baseball as we welcome you in to the Long Island Ducks pregame show here tonight. Joe Basile with you once again from Southern Maryland, where the Long Island Ducks look to rebound after a tough 5-4 loss on Friday night at the hands of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They'll have Rafael Perez taking the mound for him tonight. The Ducks will, as they take on Drew Hayes, who they batted around pretty good in his last start when Hayes started up at Bethpage Ballpark this past weekend. We'll get into that a little bit on the Long Island Ducks pregame show, as well as talk about how Rafael Perez has kind of gotten the short shrift as of late when he has been out on the mound. But first, in case you missed any of yesterday's game, again, a 5-4 victory for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs over the Long Island Ducks. The Ducks got off to a good start in the top of the first inning against Darryl Thompson, the Blue Crabs starter and one of their 8 All-Stars who they are honoring down in the field here before the game. Of course, tonight's game is the second to last game before the 2017 Atlantic League All-Star break, All-Star game taking place in Somerset next week. But Phelan Lentini led things off by singling into left field and then advanced to third base on a Quentin Berry single. So the Ducks started the game off with runners on first and third and nobody out. Then Lou Ford struck out and Angelo Sonko lifted a sacrifice fly to right field to give the Ducks a 1-0 lead, scoring Phelan Lentini. The lead was short-lived, though, as Dennis O'Grady took the mound for the bottom of the first inning, and Jose Lozada led off with a single to right field in his own right, and then stole second base and advanced to third on an Edwin Garcia fly out to right field. Zach Wilson was up next. He lifted a sacrifice fly to deep center field that was caught by Quentin Berry, but again, Jose Lozada was able to come in and easily score on the play to tie the game up at 1. Game went along, tied at 1 up until the top of the 6th inning when the Ducks regained the lead. With 2 outs, Mark Krause singled, and then Alex Berg reached on an error committed by Patrick Palmero on a throw, and Mark Krause was able to get down to third on the play, so there were runners on the corners, and Giovanni Alfonso delivered an RBI single to center field. And then on the very next pitch, Dan Lyons brought in both Berg and Alfonso with a double down into the left field corner. So the Ducks took a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the 6th inning, but Dennis O'Grady was starting to run out of gas at that point as the Blue Crabs were able to load the bases with just 1 out against him. Then O'Grady was removed from the game at that point, and Rob Rogers was brought in to relieve him. Rogers allowed a 2-run single to Zach Cohn, and then a sacrifice fly from Luis Allen, which actually ended up resulting in a double play that ended that inning and the threat for the Blue Crabs. So the game was tied up at 4 as the Blue Crabs were able to strike for 3 in the bottom of the 6th. And then we got through a clean 7th inning, but then all of a sudden weather started to come into play. There was a 43-minute rain delay between the bottom of the 7th and the start of the top of the 8th inning. And when play resumed, the Ducks went down quietly against against Cody Hebner and Craig Stem. Pardon me on that one. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning against Patrick Ryder, an unearned run came in to score for the Blue Crabs thanks to an L.J. Hose single after Corey Vaughn reached on a throwing error from Dan Lyons. In that bottom of the 8th, the Blue Crabs took a 5-4 lead, and Cody Epley was able to work around a 2-out infield single by Quentin Berry, who finished the night with 3 hits to record his 22nd save of the season. Craig Stem was the winner. He improved to 1-1. Patrick Ryder, the loser, he was 0-5. The game took 3:24 to play, and must be still counting the tickets because no attendance was announced for last night here at Regency Furniture Stadium. So we'll take a step aside. We'll talk more about tonight's game and specifically the pitching matchup. It should be a good one between Drew Hayes and Rafael Perez. That's next here on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
I will welcome you back to Regency Furniture Stadium on the Long Island Ducks pregame show. Joe Vasile here with you this evening as the Long Island Ducks getting set for the middle game of a 3-game series with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. For the Ducks, that'll be the left-hander and former major leaguer Rafael Perez getting the call. This will be Perez's 14th start of the season, and he's sports a record of 5-4 with a 3.84 earned run average this season. But for Perez, especially in his last 2 starts, he's gotten the, rather not the benefit of, but the exact opposite of the benefit of runs. The Ducks have not scored a run in Perez's last 2 starts, and that lack of run support has hurt him. He's lost both games. It's not like it was necessarily his sharpest starts of the season either. At Sugar Land on the 28th of June, where he allowed 3 runs on 9 hits and 5 1/3 innings. And then against Lancaster on July 3rd, back earlier this week, where he allowed 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 innings. But still for Perez, a guy who, you know what you're going to get with him. Good, solid work, dependable. He's not going to strike out a lot of guys. He's not going to walk them. He's a ground ball specialist. Not getting those runs in support has been tough in these last 2 starts, and it's resulted in his first 2 back-to-back losses of this season. Although that being said, with Rafael Perez, he's still been very good at limiting walks again, which is kind of the opposite problem that Dennis O'Grady has had during the season. Last night's starter for the Ducks, where maybe he's been walking a few too many. Perez always right around the strike zone. Didn't walk a batter his last time out, and it was, I believe, the 6th time this year in 13 starts that he has accomplished that feat. His opponent tonight is Drew Hayes, a right-handed pitcher for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Hayes, in his last appearance, went up against the Ducks, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits in 3 innings in a 10-5 Long Island victory. Hayes pitched a little bit last year with the Cincinnati Reds in the major leagues, and was a graduate of Vanderbilt University, which is one of the finest college baseball programs in the nation as well. He's got the pedigree. It's just been a little bit of a struggle for Hayes to get things going this year. 3-3 with a 4.7 earned run average. And again, that includes the numbers from his last start at the Ducks, which was arguably his worst of the season. But still for Hayes, a guy who's got talent, who's got ability, and gets his fastball up into the lower to mid-90s. So when he is on, he can be certainly difficult to solve. So if he's on tonight and Perez is on tonight, we're in for another great pitcher's duel here from Regency Furniture Stadium. We'll take another step aside. When we return, we will get you caught up on what's going on around the Atlantic League. That's coming up next on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Ducks Pregame Show.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Billy Horn, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And we'll welcome you back to Regency Furniture Stadium. Joe Vasile here with you this evening as Long Island Ducks are set to take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Game 2 of a 3-game series here from Regency Furniture Stadium. It's the final series before the 2017 All-Star break taking place at, well, TD Bank Ballpark in Somerset, New Jersey. And if you have no plans for the middle of next week, the Atlantic League, of course, again, like we said, playing its 20th All-Star game at TD Bank Ballpark in Somerset on Wednesday, July 12th. Join the Long Island Ducks All-Stars, enjoy a perfect summer night at the ballpark, and catch the league's brightest stars compete in a home run derby and the Midsummer Classic. There's going to be a lot of great stuff, including a Revolutionary War theme, giveaways, collectibles, your favorite ballpark food, and a post-game fireworks show that'll light up the sky with all the fun, brought to you by Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health, and Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Get your tickets today at SomersetPatriots.com. Somerset Patriots are at home this evening, and this weekend, I should say, to playing host to the Sugarland Skeeters before the All-Star break. First pitch in that game is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. tonight. At the ballpark at Harbor Yard, the New Britain Bees taking on the Bridgeport Bluefish. First pitch there was at 6:12, and it's the Bees 2 and the Bluefish nothing. That game currently in the bottom of the first inning. We're scheduled to get underway any second now in Lancaster, where the Barnstormers play host to the York Revolution in tonight's game. In terms of what happened around the league yesterday, in case you missed any of that action, we'll get you caught up on it as well. Of course, as we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs defeated the Long Island Ducks 5-4. Sugarland Skeeters put a hurtin' on the Somerset Patriots last night. A 12-0 victory for Sugarland at TD Bank Ballpark. The Bridgeport Bluefish defeated the New Britain Bees 5-3 up at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. And the York Revolution defeated the Lancaster Barnstormers after a hour and 45-minute rain delay at the outset of that one. 3-2 the final in favor of the Revs. Meanwhile, the standings across the Atlantic League in the second half. Starting in the Liberty Division, the Bridgeport Bluefish are on top with a 3-2 overall record. The New Britain Bees right behind them, nipping at their heels with a 2-2 mark. The Ducks in third place at 2-3, just one game behind Bridgeport. Of course, it is early. Every team has either played 4 or 5 games so far. The Somerset Patriots sit in the cellar at 1-3, a game and a half behind the Bluefish. Meanwhile, in the Freedom Division, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs are on top with a 3-1 record. They're half a game ahead of the York Revolution, who are 3-2, and a full game up on the Sugarland Skeeters, who after their win over the Patriots last night are at 2-2. Lancaster currently sits in last place in the Freedom in the second half with a 2-3 record after the Barnstormers tied with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs for first place in the first half. Those two teams will play a one-game playoff later on this month to determine the winner of the first half, and in turn, who locks up the first playoff spot in the Freedom Division for the 2017 Atlantic League playoffs. The winner of the first half in the Liberty Division was the Somerset Patriots, who won it by a game over the Bridgeport Bluefish. So as we get set for the national anthem, we'll take another step aside. We'll come back, run down starting lineups for both teams, and get you the first pitch from Regency Furniture Stadium. You've been listening to the Long Island Ducks pregame show on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
This is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
And welcome you back to Regency Furniture Stadium in Southern Maryland, where the Long Island Ducks are set to take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs tonight. And with that being said, let's get you the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start first with the Long Island Ducks. Their manager is Kevin Baez. They're 2-3 in the second half and 38-37 overall on the 2017 season. Anthony Vega will lead things off and play right field for Long Island, followed up by the center fielder Delta Cleary Jr. and Lou Ford, who will play left field tonight. Angelo Sonko is the designated hitter. He bats fourth, while Mark Krause plays first base and bats fifth. Jordan Pacheco does the catching. He bats sixth, while Ruben Gotay mans third base and bats seventh. Giovanni Alfonso will bat eighth and play second base, while Dan Lyons is the shortstop in tonight's game, batting ninth. Rafael Perez is on the mound for the Ducks. Drew Hayes completing his warm-up tosses for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as John Harris fills out his lineup card. Thusly, doesn't matter. Jose Lozada leads things off and plays second base. He's followed up by Edwin Garcia, the shortstop, the DH Zach Wilson, and the first baseman Michael Snyder. Then it goes Corey Vaughn, LJ Hose, Zach Cohn, Luis Allen, and Patrick Palmero, the exact same lineup for the Blue Crabs as they ran out last night. Anthony Vega digs in, left-handed batter, going up against Drew Hayes. And a couple of minutes after we were scheduled to start at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the first pitch is a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Anthony Vega. Vega did not play in yesterday's ball games. The pitch comes in, and he fights it off the fists foul on the third base line. For a look is Patrick Palmero in the bullpen area. He runs out of room as the ball falls down. The count 0-2. First pitch time, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Very comfortable evening here in Waldorf, Maryland. 86 degrees and sunny. And not a lot of rain or any really in the forecast as the pitch to Vega is swung on and missed, and that's strike number 3. One up and one set aside by Drew Hayes on his strikeouts, and that'll bring up Delta Cleary Jr. Of course, there wasn't a lot of rain in the forecast for yesterday either, and we ended up having a 43-minute rain delay because of a pop-up situation that ended up happening. Well, they do happen, especially in the summertime. Something just popped up on the radar and ended up hitting us. And the grounds crew did a great job here, making sure everything was fine as Delta Cleary Jr. swings and misses the first pitch. Count 0-1. Cleary Jr. did not play yesterday either, hitting .225 on the season, a home run and 18 runs batted in. Pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. The count 0-2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Drew Hayes so far. Very efficient start to his night. Right-hander works from the first base side of the rubber, and he kicks and deals the pitch. Swing and a miss by Delta Cleary Jr. And Drew Hayes has struck out the first 2 batters on 6 pitches to face him tonight. That'll bring up Lou Ford, number 3 batter for the Ducks. Ford had a 6-game hitting streak snapped with an 0-for-4 in yesterday's ball game. Well, he was hit by a pitch, so he's now reached in 7 consecutive games. Average at .294 on the season as the first pitch from Hayes is a fastball that misses inside. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. First pitch out of the strike zone thrown by Hayes tonight. And if he's going to be around the strike zone, you might as well attack early in the count. Get a pitch to hit. The pitch. Foul ball by Ford. Back over the netting behind his home plate. Count even up at 1-1. Home plate umpire in tonight's game is Jorge Teran. He was just out dusting off home plate. Teran, the home plate umpire. Jim Clayton is at third base, and Silvio Martinez is the first base ump tonight. 3-man umpiring crews here in the Atlantic League. Now the pitch from Hayes. Fought off the fists by Ford, going back to shortstop Garcia, and he's not going to be able to grab it as it lands beyond his reach in shallow left field. And a base hit for Lou Ford, and some of the Ducks fans who have made the trip down to Waldorf looing for Lou Ford. Those are not boos that you're hearing. Walking around on the concourse before the game, about 45 minutes to an hour before first pitch, saw a couple of fans made their way down wearing some Ducks gear. Faithful flock always seems to show up on the road. It's always great for the team to be able to have that support. So here's Angelo Sonko with a man on first. Forward with his lead in the pitch. This is outside. The count, 1 ball and no strikes to Angelo Sonko. Sonko going through a little bit of a downturn. It's averaged down to 266. Though he did have a hit in yesterday's ball game. 1 out of 3, and of course the sacrifice fly in the RBI as well. The 1-0. It's outside. The count, 2 balls and no strikes to Sonko. Sonko, one of 5 Long Island Ducks players who will be representing the team for the Atlantic League All-Star game next week in Somerset. Sonko, along with Elmer Reyes, the position players, and Alex Berg, the catcher, as well. Alio Diaz, John Brownell from the pitching staff. Pitch to Sonko, misses high and outside. The count now 3-0. So Sonko almost certainly will be taking this pitch. Ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. As we play in the top of the first inning, no score between the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and the Long Island Ducks. Pitch. This is well outside for ball 4, and Angelo Sonko draws a walk. Good patience shown by Sonko, and that's been something for him that has really improved as the season has come along. You saw a lot earlier in this season. He was going up and kind of swinging at a lot of pitches and being very aggressive at the plate, which is not necessarily a bad thing, especially not for a power hitter such as himself. But you also like to know that he can be selective and wait for his pitch, and he started to do that a lot more as the season has gone on. Strikeout numbers have gone down, the walk numbers have gone up, though his home run numbers have gone down as well. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch to Mark Krause. One misses low, and the count 1-0. Now 5 in a row out of the strike zone for Drew Hayes. He's not a guy really who walks a ton, though he does give up his bases on balls. Hayes comes set, a look back at Ford, now the pitch. That one catches the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. It's now even up at 1-1. Coming into this game, Drew Hayes had walked 21 batters in 51 2/3 innings, which is not a lot, but it's also not an eye-popping number that would trouble you as a guy who walks too many. Pitch. And at the knees to Krause, and the count now 1-2. By the way, the walk issued to Angelo Sonko was another Ducks walk brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. Over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in. Krause with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the first inning. No score between the Ducks and the Blue Crabs. Look back at second from Hayes. And now the pitch. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Krause goes down looking, and Drew Hayes strikes out 3 in the first inning, and the Ducks stay off the scoreboard. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, no score between the Ducks and the Blue Crabs on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
No scores. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Fans, every walk by a Ducks batter this season is presented by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island offering the comprehensive quality care you need the moment you need it. City MD Urgent Care. Need a doctor? Just walk in. So the Ducks got 2 on in the first inning, but end up leaving them both on as Drew Hayes is able to record 3 strikeouts in the frame. And now Rafael Perez will take the mound. He'll face Jose Lozada, Edwin Garcia, Zach Wilson. Due up here in the bottom of the first inning. That's backed up by Michael Snyder, Corey Vaughn, L.J. Hose, Zach Cohn, Luis Allen, and Patrick Palmero, rounding out the starting 9 for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. So here's Jose Lozada, the lone left-handed batter in the lineup. Although he's not a strict lefty, he's a switch hitter, so he'll bat for the right-hand side, but he is the only active player on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs who bats ever from the left-hand side. Everyone else is strictly a righty, which is bizarre. First pitch on the way to Lozada, fastball in the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. There's Devin Rodriguez, an outfielder who's currently inactive, who's a left-handed batter, and we saw him last weekend up in Long Island, but again, he's not on the active rosters. Lozada chops one to third, over the glove of Ruben Gotay, and down the left field line. Rounding first and heading for second is Lozada as Lou Ford over into the corner to dig it out. Takes a wide turn at second, but then he'll scamper back to the bag as Lou Ford gets it back into the infield quickly. And it's a leadoff double for Jose Lozada here in the top of the first inning. We'll bring up Edwin Garcia now. The runner in scoring position and nobody out for Southern Maryland. A very similar situation to what they had last night when Lozada singled and then stole second with Garcia still at the plates. They ended up scoring 1 run out of that inning. See if they're able to replicate the same type of success against Rafael Perez here tonight. It's the first pitch from Perez. It's in for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Perez this season has allowed just 1 run in first innings of games, and that was in his last start against the Lancaster Barnstormers. He has a 0.69 first inning ERA, which is bunted on by Garcia, and it goes foul back to the backstop. Count now 0-2. So Perez has made a habit out of starting strong this season. And yet, a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first inning. Perez comes set, now the pitch. This is upstairs. The count now 1-2 to Garcia. No score between the Ducks and the Blue Crabs here tonight as Jose Lozada looks to change that, standing off second base. Shadows creeping across the infield. Rafael Perez standing in sunlight. The shadows about to overtake him. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Garcia. Now the ball is foul tipped back into the mitts of Jordan Pacheco, but it all goes for the same. A strikeout for Rafael Perez. So now 4 outs have been recorded in this game, all of them by strikeouts. Drew Hayes struck out 3 in the first inning, and now Rafael Perez records the first out at the bottom of the first inning via the strikeout. Perez this year has struck out 49 batters in 68 innings, now make it 50 in 68 1/3. 5 strikeouts in 5 innings against the Lancaster Barnstormers in his last outing. The pitch, Lozada runs, it's down in the dirt. Pacheco's throw to third is high. And in safely with a stolen base is Jose Lozada. That'll be his 20th steal of the season. Count 1 ball and no strikes to Zach Wilson. So now the first run of the ball game, 90 feet away for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs here in the first inning. Each team with a hit so far. Perez will work out of the windup now with Lozada on third. The offering. It's high and outside. The count now 2 balls and no strikes. The defensive alignment for the Long Island Ducks on the infield. Mark Krausman's first base. Giovanni Alfonso is out at second. Dan Lyons is the shortstop, and Ruben Gotay plays third. Here's the pitch from Perez. This is high and inside. Pops out of the mid to Jordan Pacheco. The count 3 balls and no strikes. In the outfield, Lou Ford is in left. Delta Cleary Jr. is in center. And Anthony Vega is in right. While again, Jordan Pacheco does the catching. Zach Wilson, the DH for Southern Maryland, awaits the pitch. Cutter comes on the inside corner for a strike. The count now 3-1. So Wilson here in the driver's seat. 3 balls and 1 strike. Should get a good pitch to hit. If not, he should let it go. Perez will try not to give him anything good. As the pitch is on the outside corner. Good fastball, and it's now 3-2. So Perez has battled back with 2 straight strikes after falling behind Zach Wilson 3-0. Now the count 3 balls and 2 strikes with Jose Lozada at third base. Into the wind, Perez deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Zach Wilson goes down on strike. Second strikeout of the inning for Rafael Perez. And now all 5 outs of this game have been recorded via the strikeouts. Wacky. Just plain wacky. So that'll bring up Michael Snyder, the dangerous cleanup hitter for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Hitting .283 with 17 home runs, 21 doubles, and 51 runs batted in. A right-handed power hitter in this park is a good life to have. First pitch to Snyder, misses upstairs. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Down the left field line, there is a 20-foot high mini green monster that is just 310 feet away from home plate. It's the same distance as Fenway Park's green monster is, although that one is 37 feet high, not 20. Lozada dancing off third. Here's the pitch. This is upstairs for a ball. The count now 2-0 to Snyder. That left field corner, a tempting target for these right-handed power hitters of Southern Maryland. It's kind of the opposite as the situation in Lancaster, where their right field is so short and their left field is huge. It's the opposite here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Now the pitch, swing a foul ball up the third base line. And now 2-1. Their left field is short and right field goes on for days and days and days. I think it ends somewhere in Bowie. Two balls and a strike to count to Michael Snyder with Jose Lozada on third base. Scoreless game, bottom of the first inning. Perez starting to be overtaken by shadows as he looks over at Lozada and goes into the windup. Now the pitch. Check swinging a ball down in the dirt upon appeal. Silvio Martinez says he went around. Snyder not able to hold up on the pitch down in the dirt. Silvio drawing the ire of some of the Blue Crab faithful, or Crustacean Nation, as they call it down here. Ducks looking to peck away and even up this series at 1-1. Tonight with a win. Here's the pitch from Perez. Down in the dirt, the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nicely blocked by Jordan Pacheco. Michael Snyder taking a deep exhale before he gets back in the batter's box as the Ducks play him straight away all the way around. Perez again will work out of the windup. Pacheco hangs the signs behind home plate. Nod of the head from Perez, and timeout called. rhythmic clapping will have to begin again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. If Snyder keeps the inning alive, Corey Vaughn is next. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt for ball 4. So Michael Snyder draws a 2-out walk to put runners on first and third for Corey Vaughn. First walk issued by Rafael Perez, and now 2 July starts. So here's the powerful right-handed batter. Vaughn chokes up on the bat from the right side. And the first pitch misses outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Perez has worked back-to-back 3-ball counts. He was able to strike out Zach Wilson on a 3-2 pitch, and lost Michael Snyder, who's being held on at first base by Mark Krause. Mark Krause not right on the bag as Vaughn swings and taps one foul at the third base line. And it ricochets down around the Blue Crabs bullpen, hit off of something and then kind of came back and nearly caught one of the players who wasn't expecting the ball to come in his direction. Back on the end of the bench. Regardless, the count 1-1. Bullpen's out on the field in foul territory here at Regency Furniture Stadium, so the bullpen pitchers just hang out on a bench in prime foul ball territory. Now the 1-1. Down to the dirt, gets away from Pacheco. Here comes Lozada, and he will score as the throw is not nearly in time. Jose Lozada dashes home on the wild pitch. And the Blue Crabs take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Heading down to second is Michael Snyder. Our 2 balls and a strike. The count to Corey Vaughn, with a runner in scoring position. A chance for the Blue Crabs to extend their lead a little further. Checo in his squat, gives Perez the sign. He's now working out of the stretch. Look back at second. Pitch. Swing a line drive, hit in the left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Ford over to cut it off deep. Is coming in to score is Snyder. Throw comes into second base to hold Vaughn to a single. It's an RBI for Corey Vaughn, and the Blue Crabs take a 2-0 lead. So a wild pitch and an RBI single bring home 2 runs on back-to-back pitches. That'll bring up LJ Hose with the man on first. Hose sharing some words with fellow ex-big leaguer Jordan Pacheco behind the dish. Or he digs in for the right-hand side. Blue Crabs out to a 2-0 advantage here in the bottom of the first inning. Perez comes set. Here's the first pitch. And this is inside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Jose Lozada doubled to start the inning, then stole third base. Came in to score on the wild pitch. Michael Snyder walked. Got to second on that same pitch. As the 1-0 is swung on and missed by Hose. Cano even up at 1-1. Then came around to score on the Corey Vaughn single. Hose batting .268 in his short stint with Southern Maryland. Playing in his 12th game as he swings and hits one out of the ground to shortstop. Lyons fields on 2 long hops. And he tosses the short way to Giovanni Alfonso to retire the lead runner Corey Vaughn. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. But the Blue Crabs strike for 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 man on base. It's 2-0 Southern Maryland as we head to the second. You're listening to the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy-efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the Magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Fans, the Long Island Ducks Health Report is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapists of the Long Island Ducks. The Ducks have 3 players on the disabled list: Yuri De La Rosa, Jim Fuller, and Henry Hirsch, all pitchers dealing with various ailments. Also, you might have noticed Elmer Reyes has been out of the lineup the last couple of days, just getting some time off for some nicks and bruises around this time of the season. So here's Jordan Pacheco to lead things off against Drew Hayes, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Count 0-1. Hayes struck out 3 in the top of the first inning. Also walked a batter and allowed a hit. Was able to strand the 2 runners on. Hayes rocks and fires with an abbreviated windup. The pitch is fouled off by Pacheco. Count is 0-2. And Drew Hayes is like many players throughout minor league baseball and baseball really as a whole, where he has a job during the off season. Baseball pays the bills, but still during the off season you need a little something else. It's the pitch to Pacheco, fouled off. We'll do it again at 0-2. But what Drew Hayes does in his native McKenzie, Tennessee, is really one of the most fascinating off-season jobs, and really just a great thing that he does in terms of giving back. But when he was back in high school at McKenzie High School, he was a standout football player as Pacheco lifts the 0-2 pitch foul towards the stands, and that'll hit down in the 5th row as Michael Snyder was over for a look. We'll keep it at 0-2. But Hayes, now during off seasons, and has started while he was in the Cincinnati Reds farm system, but he's gone back and been an assistant coach for the McKenzie Rebels, working with the quarterbacks and on offense. Pitch, swinging a ground ball, hit out towards second base, scooped up there by Jose Lozada. He sidearms to first in time to retire Jordan Pacheco, 4-3. That's the first out of the inning. Got to bring up Ruben Gotay for the Ducks. 2-0 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. So we play in the top of the second inning with 1 out and nobody on. But Hayes, back when he was in high school, helped lead the team towards state championship runs and won a Mr. Football for the state of Tennessee as well. But now he goes back home and he helps his former coach Wade Comer in coaching the quarterbacks. First pitch misses low and outside to Ruben Gotay. The count 1 ball and no strikes. And the list of players that he's helped tutor as a football coach is pretty darn impressive. Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to Gotay. Count now even up at 1-1. One of the guys he coached was Tennessee defensive back Max Arnold, playing SEC football after being tutored by Hayes. That's pretty darn good. Pitch is in for a strike. The count now 1-2 to Ruben Gotay. It's just something that he loves doing, and he loves coaching and helping out the next generation, even if it's not in baseball, just during the off season, coaching football. Pitch to Gotay is roped into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Ball's bobbled momentarily by Zach Cohen, but no advance will be tried by Gotay as he comes up with his first hit of the night and the second overall for the Long Island Ducks. I'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso with a man on first to 1 out, 2-0 to score in favor of Southern Maryland. And he always likes going back to that small town, Regency, Tennessee, that he comes from, out west in the Jackson area. Started his collegiate career pitching for Bethel College, where his dad, Glenn, is the head baseball coach. And then he ended up transferring to Vanderbilt and helping the Commodores out in 2009, 2010, before being drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. Which misses low and inside to Giovanni Alfonso. The count 1 no strikes. Made it to the major leagues last year. His teammates with Jordan Pacheco with those Cincinnati Reds. Ducks catcher tonight, also Tim Melville, Alfredo Simon, who have spent time with the Ducks this year. Pitch on the way to Alfonso, late swinging a foul ball over on the first base side. Gets out of play, the count now 1-1. Just a great story that Hayes is out on the mound. Just going back and still, despite all the big league dreams and aspirations and eventually having that dream realized, just a small town kid from western Tennessee. Pitch misses inside to Giovanni Alfonso. The count now 2-1. Regency, a town of 5,500 people. That's the estimate based off the 2010 census. There's more people at your average Ducks game than that. As the pitch is swung on and hit in the air down the right field line, crossing over is Cone. He makes the catch out of view in foul territory. A long way to run for Zach Cone, and he was able to track it down for out number 2.
Next up, shortstop number 12.
How about that play for Cone with the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Dan Lyons with Ruben Gotay still at first base. The score still 2-0 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Lions at the dish, 1 for 4 with a pair of RBIs and a double yesterday. As the first pitch misses low and outside. The count 1 no strikes to Lions. Big 242 on the year. The double is his 13th of the campaign. Hayes comes set, and now the pitch. Just made a foul ball back over the screen and up on top of the upper suite level. The count now even up at 1-1 to Dan Lyons. We apologize if we're having any technical difficulties. You experience any technical difficulties with the broadcast tonight. There's been some connection issues at Regency Furniture Stadium all day today, and Blue Crabs are working hard on fixing all those. But there may be times throughout the game tonight where there are issues, as the 1-1 is in for a strike. Count now 1-2 to Dan. So we apologize in advance, or if there's been anything that has happened while we've been on air so far tonight. Knock on wood. There'll be no further hiccups tonight. As the pitch is swung on and missed by Lyons. That's strike number 3. 4 strikeouts through 2 innings for Drew Hayes as the Ducks go down in the second. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. It's 2-0 Southern Maryland as we head to the bottom of this second. You're listening to Long Island Ducks Baseball on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr., and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Go to the bottom of the second inning. There's no better time than now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825. First pitch of the inning is swung on and missed by Zach Cohn. Count 0-1 to the Southern Maryland right fielder. It's the Blue Crabs 2 and the Ducks nothing. It'll be Cohn, Luis Allen, and Patrick Palmeros, 7, 8, and 9, go up against Rafael Perez, who winds and fires, and the pitch comes in low. Count even up now at 1-1 strike as it was down in the dirt. Pacheco tried to pick it and ended up bouncing up off his forearm. Shaken up after that one. Pacheco taking his time getting back down into his crouch. Perez climbs back up on top of the rubber and is ready to rock and fire. Into the windup, the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. It's now 1-2 to Zach Cohn. Cohn, a .271 batter this season for Southern Maryland. 16 doubles, 6 home runs, and 34 runs batted in. Perez working quickly, now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider darting down and inside, and Cohn swung right over the top of it. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Rafael Perez as both pitchers have had their strikeout pitch working. 7 strikeouts combined between the two starters already. That'll bring up Luis Allen. 1 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. In case you missed it, Blue Crabs took a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first, thanks to a wild pitch that scored Jose Lozada from third and then an RBI single from Corey Vaughn. First pitch to Luis Allen is a fastball in the inside corner for a called strike, and it counts 0-1. Allen hitting .241 on the season. .321 on base percentage thanks to 17 walks drawn. Pretty solid number considering his playing times. The pitch misses inside. It's now 1-1 to Allen. And he's struck out only 6 times. He's 6-17 strikeout to walk ratio for Luis Allen in 50 games played. Now the pitch from Perez, swinging a line drive foul down the left field line over towards the bullpen area for Southern Maryland. Count now 1-2. So I tell you, those Blue Crabs relievers have certainly had a lot of working out to do. On the bench, they have been just a magnet for foul balls. I don't think I could count one foul ball that went over towards the Ducks bullpen yet, and yet there have been several that have sent Blue Crab relievers scattering. Now the 1-2 pitch. This is outside, and the count now 2-2. Although with a righty-heavy lineup for Southern Maryland, I suppose that's to be expected. Jose Lozada is a switch hitter. Everybody else bats righty. The pitch from Perez. Swinging a foul ball, and that one comes up and catches Robert Carson right on the back. Oh, boy, and he is jogging up the left field line. And his teammates are dying down in the bullpen laughing. So that one hit off the short sidewall, off a dasher board, and then came up and caught Carson straight in the back. That is going to smart. Carson pitched an inning last night. On the pitch to Allen, swing and a miss at a ball down in the dirt. Pacheco picks it up and fires on down to first to complete the strikeout, 2-3. That's out number 2 here in the inning. And the 4th strikeout for Rafael Perez already. Season high for strikeouts for Rafi Perez is 7. He did that at home against York back on the 8th of May. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. He actually got the loss in that game. 4-0 was the final. First pitch from Perez to Patrick Palmeiro. It's grounded foul at the third base line. Off the facing of the dugout of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on that third base side. Count 0-1. Beautiful night for baseball. 86 degrees here at first pitch. Cool down all the way to 85. Pitch is tapped foul wide of the bag at third. Gotai touches it up behind the bag. Foul territory, the count 0-2. Forecast for tonight's looking like hopefully we won't have a 43-minute rain delay later on as we did yesterday. 0-2 to Palmeiro. Perez winds and fires the pitch. One skips up to the plate. Got now 1-2. It seems like Perez, I don't know if he's just having a little bit of an issue out there on the mound tonight, but you know, for as good as he's been going, there's been several balls that he's just bounced tonight. Not even down in the dirt, but balls that either haven't gotten a home plate or have bounced home plate adjacent. That's very uncharacteristic for him. He's normally so good with his control and command. Now the 1-2. Lined into left center field by Palmeiro. That's going to be trouble to get down for a base hit. Cut off deep in the gap by Delta Cleary Jr. and fired back in. And that'll hold Palmeiro to his stand-up single. Great job by Delta Cleary Jr. getting over into the gap in left center field and cutting that one off to hold Palmeiro to his single as that one looked like almost certain extra bases off the bat. But alas, it was not, and that'll bring up Jose Lozada. Doubled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the first inning for the Blue Crabs. Second time the Southern Maryland leadoff batter has come up to the plate. Switch hitter batting from the right-hand side against the lefty Perez. Slow down the tempo with runners on base. Drops the hands to the belt and delivers the first pitch. Fastball misses low and inside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Lozada. Mentioned it's effectively an exclusively right-handed hitting lineup against Perez tonight. That might actually play into Rafael's advantage. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Even at 1-1, because he's got that good cut fastball. Right-handed batters are hitting just .274 against Perez this year. Coming into this game, lefties are hitting .288. It's been more effective against right-handed batters than he has against left-handed batters. Pitch. One misses low and inside, and the count now 2-1. Of course, that can change in, a couple of games' notice, but with the Blue Crabs, a team that doesn't really have a lefty that they could put in the lineup, it was really all a moot point. It's not like this was necessarily a purposeful thing that John Harris did. Pitch. Lozada corkscrews himself into the ground swinging and lets go with the lower hand on that bat. And the count now 2-2 as he came up empty on an awkward-looking swing. And I mean, even when you dig in a little bit deeper on Perez's lefty-righty splits, it's in favor of him going up against right-handed batters. Not only is the average 14 points lower, but the on-base percentage, lefties versus righties, is better. for Perez against lefties as the pitch is foul. The third base line by Jose Lozada. Righties have a .305 on-base percentage against Rafael Perez this season. Meanwhile, left-handed batters getting on base at a very similar .302 clip, but again, the batting average 14 points higher, so they're doing a lot more damage when they're getting on. Pitch fouled off by Lozada, and the count remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In terms of the slugging percentage, lefties slugging .385 against Perez, while righties just .353. So lefties also a little bit more power against Perez. Again, a lot of that stems from just kind of his pitch mix. Cut fastball, a little bit tougher on right-handed batters. Pitch hit on the ground to shortstop, picked by Lyons. He goes to second the easy way for the final out of the inning. So no runs for the Blue Crabs here on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 man on base. We go to the third, still 2-0 Southern Maryland. You're listening to Long Island Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
New York Sports Day is one of the largest independent New York sports news sources out there. For coverage of the Long Island Ducks, Mets, Yankees, major and minor league baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and soccer, visit nysportsday.com. New York Sports Day, your independent Gotham sports news source. First pitch on the way to Anthony Vega is in for a called strike. Count 0-1. Will be Vega's second trip to the plate, followed up by Delta Cleary Jr. and Lou Ford. Pitch from Drew Hayes, half swing but a whole strike for Vega. He's not able to hold up the pitch down low. Count now 0-2. Vega 0 for 1, struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. 4 strikeout victims for Hayes first time through. It was a late swing and a foul ball by Vega. Keeps the at-bat alive at 0-2. Hayes has worked around a little bit of trouble, stranded 3 base runners on through the first 2 innings of the game. Works out of the small windup, and now the pitch. Late swing and a foul by Vega. This one will get out of play and looks like clear the entire stadium. We'll keep it again at 0-2. It's a very small, intimate field here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Not only is the left field corner just 310 feet away. This pitch to Vega, misses low and inside. Check swing on appeal. He did not go around. That was Jim Clayton, the third base umpire, making the call. The Regency Furniture Stadium seats 4,200 fans. As we're going to have a delay, as looks like a kickball or something has come onto the field out in center field, so Corey Vaughn has to go get it and give it off to the kid who was playing with it beyond the center field wall. There is some area out beyond the fence where there's some walking area and a little grassy seating berth. Another 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Reagan knew it. That pitch went by, and he just turned around and started walking back towards the dugout. Now 5 strikeouts for Drew Hayes in the ballgame. Very impressive. From the right-hander, it's been night and day between his last start against the Ducks and this one. On July 2nd, on Sunday, he gave up 6 runs in 3 innings to Long Island. First pitch, Delta Cleary Jr. It's a called strike at the outside corner. Count 0-1. Here's through 2 1/3, has allowed just 2 hits and no runs so far. Blue Crabs lead Long Island 2-0. Pitch from Hayes. Misses low and outside. The count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleary struck out swinging his first time up. 0 for 1 so far. Didn't play in the series opener last night. Now the pitch from Hayes. Late swing and a foul back to the screen behind home plate. The count runs to 1-2. Been a rough go of it this season for Delta, though he has begun to show some signs of turning things around, which is always a positive, especially starting off the second half of the season. Got to turn a new page on the season, so to speak. Pitch misses low and outside. It's now 2-2. Against the Blue Crabs this season, Cleary hitting at .294. So perhaps he keep things going in Southern Maryland. As the ball is hit up the middle, goes off the glove of Hayes, caroms out to second base, and Delta Cleary Jr. will make it in with an infield single. That ball looked to have eyes up the middle. Instead, it hit off the glove of Drew Hayes and caromed into no man's land over by second base. And Delta Cleary Jr. with an infield single. 3rd Ducks hit of the game. It's a runner on first with 1 out. It's curious because they haven't credited the Ducks with a hit yet out on the scoreboard. It's a manual scoreboard, and that takes time sometimes. You got to find the number. So here's Lou Ford with a man on first. As Hayes paying no attention to Cleary. Now he runs. Pitch misses low and outside. Throw it on to second. Not in time. It was high and batted down by the second baseman, Jose Lozada. But Delta Cleary Jr. with the stolen base, his 15th of the year and the 4th against Southern Maryland. And he gets himself in a scoring position with 1 out, as now the hit goes up on the board. So now Cleary in scoring position, and the Ducks with 2 cracks to get him in with their 3 and 4 hitters up at the plate. Good opportunity for Long Island to get on the scoreboard here in the top of the 3rd inning. They trail the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 2-0. Here's the pitch from Hayes. Breaking ball misses low, and the count 2 balls and no strikes to Ford. Ford collected a base hit back in the 1st inning, expand his on-base streak to now 8 straight games, and he's had hits in 7 out of his last 8. Coming set, Drew Hayes, now the pitch. Breaking ball catches the knees on the outside corner for a strike. And the count now 2-1. Ford with 6 home runs this season, playing his 37th game. And just 5 home runs last year in 60 contests. Now the pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit out towards second base. This will get the runner over. It's Lozada over to field and throw on to first in time to get 4. 4-3 on the ground out, advancing Delta Cleary Jr. to 3rd base. With 2 outs for Angelo Sonko. Sonko drew a walk his first time up, so no official at-bats. There's a chance here to pick up an RBI. The man on 3rd and 2 outs. (2-0) Southern Maryland as we play in the top of the 3rd inning. Sonko tips home plate with the end of his bat. Pinwheels it around a couple of times as he awaits Drew Hayes to get set. Look over at 3rd base for Hayes. And now the pitch. Swing a foul ball back to the screen by Angelo Sanko. Count 0-1. Sanko had a big hack that time. You could tell he was really thinking about giving that one a ride. Just a little bit off the mark, but right on it. Cleary with a healthy lead off third base as Hayes at the dish. Now the pitch. It's down low. Count even up at 1-1 to Sanko. Angelo Sanko, the team leader, with 38 runs batted in this season. And again, as we mentioned, his first time up, will be representing the Ducks in the All-Star game later on this week. Now the pitch. Check swing by Sanko, and they're going to say he went around. It's count now 1-2. Hayes comes set. The count 1-2 to Angelo Sanko. Now the pitch. Down to the dirt. Nice block by Luis Allen. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If Sanko keeps it alive, the dangerous Mark Krause is on deck. Hayes comes set. Look at third. And now he's going to step off and go back through the signs again with Luis Allen. Now they come to an agreement. And eventually a pitch. It misses upstairs, and the count now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Angelo Sanko with 2 outs. Here in the top of the third inning, 2-0 to score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. And Sanko with an opportunity to get the Ducks on the scoreboard for the first time. Runners in scoring position and 2 outs this season. Angelo Sanko hitting .233, which is exactly the same as the Ducks team average in that situation. Pitch down to the dirt, ball 4. Ball gets away from Allen. Here comes Cleary to the plate, and he'll get in standing. And Sanko heads down to first with a walk. He had taken a little bit of a turn, so Allen threw over in that direction, and he got back in safely. But coming in to score on the wild pitch is Delta Cleary Jr., and the Ducks are on the board. It's now 2-1 Southern Maryland. So now both teams, get this, have scored their first run in this game thanks to a wild pitch. We'll see if the Ducks are able to capitalize on that. With Mark Krause up at the plate. And Jordan Pacheco in the on-deck circle. By the way, that's another Ducks walk brought to you by CityMD Urgent Care. Over 15 CityMD locations across Long Island need a doctor. Just walk in. Pitch from Hayes misses upstairs. The count 1 ball and 0 strikes. Now to Mark Krause. Krause struck out looking his first time up. The 3rd strikeout in the first inning for Drew Hayes. Pitch misses, and the count now 2 balls and 0 strikes to Krause. 23 pitches in this inning from Drew Hayes. 57 overall through 2 2/3. Still not out of it yet. He's got Angelo Sanko aboard at first base, being held on by Michael Snyder. Now the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and a cheer from the Southern Maryland faithful. Count now 2-1. Blue Crabs wearing their camouflage jerseys tonight. They seemingly have something written across the front, but you can't see it because it's camouflaged. And on the back are their numbers, and those are in dark blue. The pitch to Krause. Swung on and fouled off on the left field line. All out of play. Count now even at 2-2. Ducks wearing the orange jersey tops tonight with Ducks written across the front. Green numbers on the front and back, stroked in white. Little black piping around the neck and on the arms of the jerseys as well. Running down the front. Gray baseball pants for the Ducks. They're wearing their black hats. Hayes comes set, now the pitch. Swing a foul ball at the first base line, and that one will head over towards the Ducks bullpen, where Amalio Diaz made a play at the ball, but ended up having it skip under his glove. On the run, and big smile on the face of Amalio as he goes and retreats the ball, sitting on the grass. Count remains tied, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the third, 2-1 Southern Maryland leading Long Island. Hayes is set, now the pitch to Krause. We're going to foul ball back, and a good at-bat being worked here by Mark Krause. Fighting off a couple of tough pitches in a row. Keep it alive, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A strong pitching matchup between Rafael Perez and Drew Hayes tonight. We thought it might develop into a good pitcher's duel, and well, so far that's what we've gotten through the first 2+ innings. Here's the pitch from Hayes. Swinging a fly ball, lifted in the air pretty well towards left center. Over on a long run, Corey Vaughn. He sticks the glove up on the run and makes the catch on the warning track. Corey Vaughn had a long way to go to get to that ball, with it tailing away from him off the left-handed bat of Mark Krause, but was able to track it down for out number 3 in the inning. A run for the Ducks on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a man on base. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Southern Maryland on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Phelant Lantini, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs lead the Long Island Ducks 2-1. Ducks fans, the final out of the top of the third inning was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. First pitch at the bottom of the third is low and inside from Rafael Perez. The count 1 ball and no strikes to Edwin Garcia. Perez winds and fires, now the 1-0. This is low, the count now 2 balls and no strikes to Garcia. It'll be Edwin Garcia, Zach Wilson, and Michael Snyder here in the bottom of the third, as we'd like to give a shout out to Lonnie celebrating his 4th anniversary tonight. That one coming from Harrison here at Regency Furniture Stadium. As the pitch misses inside. It's now 3-0 to Garcia. So congratulations going out to Lonnie tonight, listening to the broadcast as we have another kickball delay in center field as the ball has come on Delta Cleary Jr. will just throw it over the top of the batter's eye. As I'll explain that shutout here in just a second. 2-1 the score in favor of Southern Maryland. 3 balls and no strikes. The count to Edwin Garcia. Now the pitch. This is high and outside for ball 4. And Garcia draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So in between innings, I have to say this is probably, I've had a lot of interesting experiences in my broadcast career, and this is by far the most interesting one. In between innings, so the press box is on the suite level here at Regency Furniture Stadium. So the first pitch is in for a called strike to Zach Wilson. Counts 0-1. And apparently, I guess a fan who's had a couple, maybe too many, actually, I'm going to say maybe not a couple too many, who's definitely had a few too many, wandered into the press box and then wandered into this radio booth. Pickoff attempt at first, and Garcia is back in. And proceeded to ask me to give that shout out to Lonnie for his 4th anniversary. He said that Lonnie's wife is listening, so I appreciate Lonnie's wife for listening. Sadly, I think that he mistook me for Brandon, the broadcaster for Southern Maryland. But he wouldn't leave the booth until I gave the shout out. He just stood in here for like 3 pitches. As Perez steps off the mound. So I'm happy to give the shout out. I really am. I'm happy to give anybody a shout out. If you're listening, shoot me a tweet at Joe Vasile PvP, and I'll be more than happy to shout out for you. But don't ever drunkenly barge into the broadcast booth. That's my only request. Anyway, 2-1 Southern Maryland, the score. It really is true that you never do know what you're going to see when you come out to the ballpark. The pitch, swing and a miss by Zach Wilson. The count now 0-2. But in case you've missed any part of this game, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs scored 2 runs in the first inning. Jose Lozada doubled, stole third base, and scored on a wild pitch. And then Michael Snyder walked, went to second on that same wild pitch, and scored on a Corey Vaughn single. So they got their 2 runs. Ducks scored when Delta Cleary Jr. came home on a wild pitch in the top of the 3rd. 0-2 to Wilson, misses low and outside. The count now 1-2. Bizarre. That is it's the only word to describe what just happened. Pickoff attempt at first. And back in standing is Edwin Garcia, who's stolen 6 bases in 8 tries this year. 3rd most on the team behind Jose Lozada's 20 and Zach Cohen's 15. Perez drops the hands to the belts. Now delivers. Misses inside. Pitch to Wilson, and the count now 2-2 as Pacheco tried to frame it, but was not able to get the call from home plate umpire Jorge Teran. And it's really interesting, just kind of talking about framing. I was reading something today on the website fangraphs.com about catchers receiving and the way pitches are framed by catchers. Pitch is hit up the ground to third base, kicks off the lip of the grass and goes foul. It's touched up by Ruben Gotay, so we'll do it again at 2-2. And kind of pitch framing has been an area of sabermetrics that over the last few years kind of gotten a better understanding of, and who is good and being able to kind of quantify that. And some of the guys who have traditionally been the better framers in baseball, Jonathan Lucroy being one of them, along with Yadier Molina and Buster Posey, they've all not been as good by the numbers this year. And we were doing some digging around as to why that might be. As the pitch to Wilson is fouled off. Do it again at 2-2. In the case of Lucroy, a lot of it has to do with his positioning. He's not getting those low strike calls that he's been so good at being able to frame or receive well behind the plate because he's not crouching down as low and he's not giving the target as low. And so essentially you're fooling the umpire. Let's call it what it is. He hasn't been fooling umpires as good as he used to. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed by Wilson. That's strike 3. And strikeout number 5 on the night for Rafael Perez. One gone here in the bottom of inning number 3. That'll bring out Michael Snyder. 2-1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as we play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runner on first and 1 out. The cases of Posey and Molina are a little more mysterious, but it's not only, when you think of pitch framing, you think of kind of the catcher bringing the glove back in and trying to make it seem like the pitch was caught over the plate as the pitch is driven high in the air and deep to left field. That ball's gone. Michael Snyder, a no-doubter over the mini monster. 2 runs come home, and the Blue Crabs now lead it 4-1. th home run of the season for Michael Snyder. Second in the Atlantic League behind only Casey Hobson, the now departed Lancaster Barnstormer who had 21. I'll bring up Kari Vaughn, as that one was tattooed out to left field. And even with the small dimensions, that one would have been out of just about any ballpark throughout the Atlantic League. So here's Kari Vaughn. First pitch is swung on and missed. Count 0-1. So now 4-1 Southern Maryland as Garcia scored ahead of Snyder on the home run. One gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch swing and a miss by Vaughn. The count now 0-2. But basically the point is there's a lot of different elements to receiving the pitch and framing it so that it looks like a strike to the umpire as opposed to like a ball, which it is. Getting those extra strike calls. The pitch, swing and a miss. One goes down to the slider, down to the dirt. 6th strikeout of the night for Rafael Perez. That's the 2nd out here in the 3rd inning. Here's LJ Hose. But organizations, and really throughout baseball, have recognized that pitch framing is really just this incredibly valuable skill that everyone kind of always knew it was important for catchers to be good framers, to get those extra strikes. But now that you can quantify it and just see how much it brings to the table, it's really impressive. Pitch hit on the ground out towards shortstop by Hose. He throws on to first, then was Dan Lyons, and that will retire Hose to retire the side. But the Blue Crabs scored 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody was left on base. We go to the top of the 4th. It's 4-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is infielder Elmer Reyes, and you're listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
We go to the top of the fourth inning, 4-1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It's time for tonight's fourth inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks and baseball as a whole. So we get you that question here as Jordan Pacheco will dig in up against his former Cincinnati Red teammate, Drew Hayes. It'll be Pacheco, followed up by Ruben Gotay and Giovanni Alfonso. That's 6, 7, and 8 in the Ducks order. First pitch from Hayes to Pacheco. Fastball that misses high and outside. They count 1 ball and no strikes. So tonight's fourth inning trivia question is this. On July 5th, baseball celebrated a big anniversary. I'll tell you what that is. Pitch misses inside to Pacheco. Count 2 balls and no strikes. But on July 5th, 1947, what Paterson, New Jersey native became the first African-American player in the American League? The pitch to Pacheco is swung on and fouled off on the first base side. Over for a look, Mike Snyder. But they watch that one go by into the stands. This count runs to 2-1 to Pacheco. So again, on July 5th, 1947, who became the first African-American player to take the field in the American League? Of course, Jackie Robinson, the first African-American in all of baseball. Brooklyn Dodgers, April 15th, 1947. But July 5th, the first African-American in the American League. Who was it? 2-1 fouled off by Pacheco. It's now 2-2. And brownie points for you if you know what team this player made his major league debut with as well. And there's really a whole fascinating backstory behind it. Can't wait to tell you all about that when we answer the question in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-2 from Hayes. Late swing to foul back over the screen behind home plate by Jordan Pacheco. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the Blue Crabs 4 and the Ducks 1. Blue Crabs got 2 in the first. And a 2-run home run from Michael Snyder in the bottom of the third. Delta Cleary Jr. scored on a wild pitch in the top of the third to give the Ducks their lone run. Now the pitch from Hayes. Pacheco swings and grounds one to third base. Played on the backhand by Patrick Palmero. He throws wide to first base. And in time to retire the Long Island catcher for the first out here in the fourth inning. 5-3 on the ground out, and that'll bring up Ruben Gotay. Gotay is 0 for 1 today. Or rather, 1 for 1 today, pardon me. He's singled his first time up back in the second inning. That's one of 3 Long Island hits. Switch hitter Gotay bats from the left-hand side against Hayes as the first pitch misses outside. They count 1 ball and no strikes. Gotay's been working on a nice streak of his own. He's now reached base safely in 11 straight games. At least 1 hit in 8 out of those 11. 1-0 is in for a strike. It's now 1-1. Gotay's average at .241 coming into play on the season. Pitch misses high and outside. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Hayes works quickly. Now the pitch. Catches the outside black, and the count now even up at 2-2. Gotay. A little bit of a long walk outside the batter's box in between pitches. Now digs back in. Open stance from the left side for Gotay. Now the pitch. Just did miss low. You could tell Hayes really wanted that call. Instead, the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Base is empty. In the top of the fourth inning, 4-1 Southern Maryland leads. The windup in the pitch. Swinging a tapper up the third baseline. That goes foul. Do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ruben Gotay with Giovanni Alfonso awaiting his turn on deck. Almost the entire field now covered in shadows. One little peep of sunlight coming through on the infield and some out in right center field as well. So late swing and a foul by Gotay. We'll do it again at 3-2. Started the game, most of the field was in sunlight, but as it is set out behind, really behind the first base / home plate side of the field. Doesn't happen. The pitch is hit on a line out to shortstop and picked off by Edwin Garcia at his shoot tops. And that's out number 2 in the inning as Gotay lines out short. I'll bring up Giovanni Alfonso with 2 outs in the top of the 4th, 4-1 the score. Favor the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs here this evening from Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland. We thank you for joining us on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network, coast to coast and around the globe. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and on Boxcast at liducks.com. It's the first pitch to Alfonso, swinging a foul ball back to the screen behind home plate. Count 0-1 to Fonzie. But 1 for 4 in yesterday's game did Alfonso with an RBI single coming in the 6th inning. 0 for 1 so far today, and he swings and lines one out to right field, falling fast, but Zach Cohn coming in makes the catch, and that is out number 3 in the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Drew Hayes, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning for any pitcher on either side in today's contest. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The score 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher David Artsma, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
We hit a home run.
We go to the the bottom of the 4th inning. The score 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. We'll answer our 4th inning trivia question in this inning as Zach Cohn digs in. He followed up by Luis Allen and Patrick Palmero, 7, 8, and 9 in the Southern Maryland lineup going up against Rafael Perez. So out of the windup, Perez deals the first pitch of the inning. It's down low, goes right through the 5-hole to Jordan Pacheco. He gets all the way to the backstop. The count 1 ball and no strikes. So before we answer the 4th inning trivia question, we'll remind you of what it was in case it comes to you a little bit late. And it was on July 5th, 1947. What Paterson, New Jersey native became the first African-American ball player to play in the American League? As the 1-0 is swung on and missed by Cohn. The count even up at 1 ball and 1 strikes. And then you got brownie points. Not that you can ever really cash them in if you were able to guess what team he made his debut for. Perez rocks and fires the pitch. Swing and a miss by Cohn. Count now 1-2. Rafael Perez has 6 strikeouts in the game, 1 shy of tying a season high. 7 that he had against the York Revolution back on the 8th of May. That was back in that streak that the Ducks and Revs had at the beginning of May where they played 10 of 18 games against each other. The pitch is swung on and missed by Cohn. That's strike 3 and strikeout number 7 for Rafael Perez on the night. So one gone in the bottom of the fourth, 4-1 the score in favor of Southern Maryland. Now let's answer that fourth inning trivia question. The answer is Larry Doby was the first African-American player in the American League, and he made his Major League debut on July 5th, 1947, as a member of the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians. He's an outfielder and darn good ball player and a Hall of Famer. First pitch on the way is lined into left field, a base hit for Luis Allen. Move forward in to play it back into the infield as Allen collects his first hit of the day, and the fifth overall for Southern Maryland. 4-1 Blue Crabs. They've got the lead. Here in the spot of the fourth, and a man on and one out. Patrick Palmero coming up to the plate. Well, we mentioned that it was really a fascinating story about everything that led to Larry Doby being the first ball player, first African-American ball player in the American League. And it stretches all the way back to the late 1930s. It's the first pitch on the way to Patrick Palmero, misses high and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Because the integration of baseball in 1947 is really one of those kind of segments in baseball history that we've got kind of this false idea of really what happens. And quite frankly, that's true with a lot of things throughout history. But I think that really does a disservice to what the case really was, as Palmero flies one out towards right center field, and Delta Cleary Jr. makes the catch for out number 2 here in the inning. Shooting back to first is Luis Allen. 2 gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning. But basically the kind of accepted narrative that we have is, that Branch Rickey sat down with Jackie Robinson, hammered it out, and said, "You're going to be the first African-American player in baseball." And I guess to a certain extent, that's true. But Rickey gets credit for being this visionary and this pioneer, and certainly he deserves it. I mean, he was the one who took that leap and said, "I'm going to go out, I'm going to find the guy, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to help integrate baseball and break the color barrier." And that's an admirable thing, and he deserves credit for it. But the way that I feel it gets presented sometimes is that he was kind of this lone wolf, and that he was the only one who wanted to integrate. As the pitch is grounded by Jose Lozana through the left side of the infield and into left field for a base hit. Heading down to second on the play, Luis Allen. Aboard at first with his second hit of the game is Jose Lozana. And it's runners on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning for Southern Maryland. The score 4-1 in favor of the Blue Crabs, with Edwin Garcia coming up to the plate, who's 0 for 1. A strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. But Rickey was, yes, a visionary and a pioneer in baseball, and again, he was the guy who helped get it done. But he was hardly kind of this lone wolf. I mean, the momentum towards integrating baseball started off long before that. Like we said, as far back as the 20s and 30s, there were calls for it. As the first pitch to Edwin Garcia is in for a called strike, count 0-1. But nobody was really ready to do what Rickey did in terms of actually signing an African-American player and putting him on the field. And that's why Rickey deserves the credit, because he was the one with the gumption to actually do the darn thing. But there were a lot of calls for it, and there were tryouts given to Jackie Robinson and others. Sam Jethro, a player who made the major leagues, tried out at Fenway Park with the Red Sox, who were notoriously the last team in baseball to integrate. Took them until 1959. Pumpsy Green to join the team as the ball is hit on the ground out toward shortstop. Dan Lyons picks it up and shovels over to Giovanni Alfonso. 6-4 on the fielder's choice to end the inning. We'll pick up this story in the top of the fifth. The score 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. You're listening to Long Island Ducks baseball on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Matt Larkins, and you're listening to Ducks baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy-efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit pseglyny.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
We go to the top of the 5th inning. The score 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. You can chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company iced coffee, available at concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. Drew Hayes back out to the mound to start the top of the 5th inning. He'll face Dan Lyons, Anthony Vega, and Delta Cleary Jr. 9-1-2 in the Ducks lineup. So we're talking a little bit about Larry Doby in the last half inning and kind of all the different cogs in the machine that led to him becoming the first African-American ball player in the American League. On July 5th, 1947, 70 years ago, just a couple days ago, the anniversary passed as the first pitch to Dan Lyons misses low and outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes to the Ducks shortstop. He's working quickly, the 1-0. Misses inside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. But yeah, going back as far as the 1930s, you had major league teams sending scouts out to the Negro Leagues and to watch black players play. As the 2-0 to Lyons misses low, it's now 3-0. But nobody had the courage to actually sign them and start the wheels towards breaking the color barrier. I mean, you can think back as far as 1938, there's documented situations. The 3-0 is on the inside corner for a strike, now 3-1. There's situations where Horace Stoneham, the owner of the New York Giants, as the pitch is grounded through the left side, a base hit for Dan Lyons. So Lyons collects a base hit. He's now got hits in his last 2. I'll flip the lineup card over and bring up Anthony Vega. Ducks trailing 4-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Nobody outs and a man on first. Back in 1938, where Stoneham sent 3 scouts out to watch a 19-year-old outfielder by the name of Monty Irvin. And Irvin was a guy who would then later go on to play in the Negro Leagues and then make his major league debut with the New York Giants in 1949 as the first pitch to Vega's in for a strike. It's 0-1. And that was a lot of Stoneham kind of making up for his wrong of not having signed him, 10, 11 years early. But Irvin, while he was with the Newark Eagles, as the pitch is swung on and missed by Vega, it's now 0-2, was teammates with Larry Doby, who was there. And Doby was signed on July 5th and in the starting lineup that day by the Cleveland Indians, which is a stark contrast to what Branch Rickey did with Jackie Robinson, where he signed him, had him play a year in Montreal in 1946, and then brought him up in 1947 to the big club. As the pitch to Vega is hit in the air out to left field, tracking towards the line, L.J. Hose makes the catch, and that's out number 1. As Dan Lyons has to retreat back to first base. But that was kind of what Bill Veeck wanted to do when it came to how he wanted to go about breaking the color barrier in his own style. And Veeck was a guy, of course, known for being one of the most eccentric owners in baseball history, doing all kinds of crazy stunts, like sending 3'7" Eddie Goodell to the plate in a game once when he owned the St. Louis Browns as Delta Cleary Jr. swings and misses at a pitch. Count 0-1. Also, the exploding scoreboard, Disco Demolition Night. These are all Bill Veeck things. But the way that he wanted to go about breaking the color barrier was he didn't want to advertise it. He didn't want it to be a thing. He said, look, we're going to take the field one day, and there's going to be an African-American player, and that's going to be that. We're not going to make, a big hullabaloo about it. As the pitch misses to Cleary, it's now 1-1. And so that's exactly what he did. Signed Doby in the lineup, and then that was just that. And the way that he went about it, there's a great story that Larry Doby tells, and I think that this really says a lot about the kind of person that Bill Veeck was. This pitch is a late swing and a foul by Delta Cleary Jr., and it hits off the glass windows down the restaurant down the left field line. And now 1-2. When Doby got signed, when he got to the ballpark in Cleveland, Bill Veeck personally brought him down to the clubhouse and introduced him one by one to every Cleveland Indian player. He said, this is Bob Lemon. And Lemon stuck out his hand and shook his hand. Here's Bob Feller. Shook his hand. Ken Keltner shook his hand. It's the pitch to Cleary. Misses outside. The count now even up at 2-2. And Doby said there were 3 players who didn't shake his hand, who refused to shake his hand because they didn't like the idea that they were going to be sharing a clubhouse, sharing a field with an African American. And he said within a couple of weeks, they were all gone. He had either traded or released all 3 of them. Said, if they're not comfortable playing with him, then I don't want them on my team. As Cleary lines one up the middle, leaping grab made by Garcia, throwback to first, double play. Edwin Garcia with a great leaping grab, and then begins the 6-3 double play to end the inning. And just like that, a promising inning goes down for the Ducks. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is Yuri De La Rosa, left-hander pitcher, and you are listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
And we'll welcome you back to Regency Furniture Stadium for the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe Basile here with you on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network tonight. Rafael Perez will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Blue Crabs lineup. Zach Wilson, Michael Snyder, and Corey Vaughn here in this half inning. It's the Blue Crabs 4 and the Long Island Ducks 1. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third for Southern Maryland. The Ducks got their run in the top of the 3rd inning. So Perez out of the full windup here with nobody on base. Kicks and deals the first pitch. Off speed, hit up the middle. Diving play by Lyons, but the ball sneaks under his glove and gets into center field for base hits. Zach Wilson leads things off with a single for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs here in the 5th inning. It's their 7th hit of the ball game. Bring out Michael Snyder, his 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Gave the Blue Crabs this 4-1 lead. It was just a 2-1 game at the time. We were talking a little bit in the last half inning about Bill Veeck and Larry Doby and the way that he integrated the American League 70 years ago this week. It was actually only 12 days later that Hank Thompson made his Major League debut with the St. Louis Browns, becoming the 3rd African-American to play baseball, as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Michael Snyder. Count 0-1. So you could see those wheels were really turning in 1947, and the momentum for that change in the game, as a lot of change comes, was very slow, but then once the floodgates started opening up, it was all but inevitable that the game had changed. As the pitch was fouled back, it's now 0-2. And for the better. Absolutely for the better. I don't think there's any question about that. There was at the time. There was a lot of questions. In fact, a year before all this went down in 1946, there was basically a memo written by 2 owners and both league presidents. Well, 2 owners in each league, I should say. And both league presidents that basically recommended that baseball should stay separated. And there shouldn't be integration in baseball, which is just I mean, call it what it is. It's blatant racism. Despite literally the thing saying this is not racism, but here's all the reasons why we shouldn't integrate baseball, and they're all racist. That's what it all comes down to, is the 1-2 is fouled off by Snyder. We'll do it again at 1-2. But those wheels were turning, the momentum was there, and it all carried forward. But really, it could have even happened several years earlier to that, because there was a plan by Veeck, who owned the Indians when Larry Doby made his debut, as we said. But there was a plan by Bill Veeck in the early 1940s to integrate baseball. And it's one of these things that's almost taken on this mythological kind of aura about it throughout baseball historians. As the pitch to Snyder, hit on the ground to shortstop, could be 2. Lions to second for 1, relay to first in time, double play. Wilson retired on the 6-4-3 double play, as is Michael Snyder. There's now 2 outs in the inning after the twin killing. Ground ball specialist Perez gets exactly what he needed right when he needed it. I bring up Corey Vaughn. 2 outs and nobody on base. 4-1 Southern Maryland. But Bill Veeck, before he ever owned a major league team, owned a minor league team, the Milwaukee Brewers, back when that was a minor league franchise and not the major league franchise that it is today. First pitch on the way from Rafael Perez, misses low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. But he owned them, and he was looking to buy a major league team, and he was going to buy the Philadelphia Phillies when they went up for sale and basically were being forced to be sold in 1942. Pitch to Vaughn is fouled off at home plate. Count now even at 1-1. And it was basically Bill Veeck, along with Abe Saperstein, who is the guy who created the Harlem Globetrotters. We're going to go in on this, along with a few other investors. As Vaughn hits the ball up the middle and into center field for base hit, a ground ball single for Corey Vaughn, his second hit of the game. It extends the inning for L.J. Hose. Runner on first and 2 outs, 4-1 Southern Maryland, as Blue Crabs pick up their 8th hit of the game. But what it comes down to is that Veeck's plan was to buy the Phillies and bring the all-white team down to spring training. And then, in spring training, put on 2 different camps. One for the white players, and then one was going to be a secret. And that was going to be stocked with essentially what would have amounted to an all-star team of Negro League players. So the first pitch is fouled back by Hose. The count 0-1. He was looking at guys like Oscar Charleston, who was one of the greatest center fielders to ever play the game. Cool Papa Bell. Those kinds of guys that he was looking to sign and put together to a separate spring training. And then when the team was set to go north at the end of spring training, he was going to cut all the other players and just bring the Negro League All-Star team essentially north with him and run away with the pennant. As the pitch, runner goes down to the dirt, skips away from Pacheco, and getting in easily with a stolen base is going to be Corey Vaughn. As Rafael Perez came up and grabbed the ball. Vaughn took a wide turn at second, even thought about going to third for half a moment before retreating back to the bag at seconds. Got now even up at 1-1 to LJ Hose. But Vec thought that he needed to tell Ford Frick and Kennesaw Landis, the commissioner of baseball at the time, of this plan out of respect to them, to say, hey, here's what I'm planning on doing. And when he did that, both Landis and Frick said, there is no way in heck that you're doing this, and essentially blocked him from taking over ownership of the team. As the pitch to Hose is grounded foul at the third base line. Count now 1-2. They eventually found another buyer, and the Phillies were the last team in the National League to integrate. But in 1957. But here's the thing. Much of what we know about this plan comes from Vec himself. He didn't really talk about it much until his autobiography that he wrote in the early 60s. And so there's a lot of kind of ideas floating around as the pitch is low in the dirt. Got now 2-2 to Hose. There's a lot of theories floating around that, well, maybe Vec just fabricated the whole story out of nowhere because, and while he is seen as a big player in integration, maybe a little bit bitter towards Branch Rickey for being the one who gets to be the face of it. But there are some newspaper accounts and quotes from interviews from several different sources from the late 40s and early 50s that all seem to corroborate this story that Vec told really for the first time publicly in the early 1960s. Just really, if that plan had worked, baseball would be looking much different. And Jackie Robinson might have been in the major leagues a long time before he eventually did, and certainly would have deserved it. That's what all of those players. It's just a crime and a shame. It really is. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the count to LJ Hose. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-1 the score. In favor of the Long Island, or rather in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, as Hose watches ball 4 sail outside. So that'll bring up Zach Cohen for the 3rd time today. Cohen is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. And out of the dugout comes Billy Horn to go have a few words with Rafael Perez. Giovanni Alfonso, Ruben Gotay, Jordan Pacheco will join in on the conversation out of the mounds. So now some throwing gets up in the Long Island Ducks bullpen. Alex Berg out there to go warm up a pitcher. Can't see who it is because it's in foul territory down the right field line. Past where the grandstand kind of curves around and then obscures the right field corner from our view up here in the press box. Hopefully with those words of encouragement, Perez will be able to get through this 5th inning as pitches continue to stack up. Now Fleming over 90. Perez set. Now the pitch. Swing a foul ball by Cone. At the 3rd base line, the count 0-1. Perez has tied a season high with 7 strikeouts. Though Zach Cone, his last time up, was the last that Perez struck out. That was leading off the top of the 4th. Lights on here at Regency Furniture Stadium behind pastel-colored skies. Timeout called by Cone. Much more light blue in the foreground, going out to a gradient of pinks and purples out in the distance. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Cone. Count 0-2. Can Perez power through it and keep the Blue Crabs off the scoreboard here in the 5th? Leadoff single from Zach Wilson. He was then erased on a 6-4-3 double play that Michael Snyder hit into. A single for Corey Vaughn and a walk to L.J. Hose. Put runners on first and second. Perez set, and now the 0-2 pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Cone goes down looking. Third time he's struck out tonight, and the 8th overall for Rafael Perez. And we go to the 6th. The score 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tim Melville, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Go to the top of the 6th inning. Follow all season long as the Long Island Ducks try and meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs this season, Chappie's Funeral Homes is going to donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. Long Island Ducks have hit 54 home runs and are playing in their 76th game this season, putting them right on pace for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge, something they haven't done in the last 2 years. But the Ducks a little bit more of a home run hitting team this year than they've been over the last couple. So perhaps an opportunity to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. It'll be the meat of that home run happy lineup. Lou Ford, Angelo Sanko, and Mark Krause. 3, 4, and 5 to up against Drew Hayes here in this top of the 6th inning. Hayes has thrown 92 pitches unofficially so far, so we'll see how much of a leash he's got. There's a right-handed pitcher warming up for Southern Maryland in the bullpen as the first pitch to Lou Ford misses inside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Ford 1 for 2 today, singled back in the 1st inning and grounded out to second base in the 3rd. Time is called as he steps out of the box and now digs back in. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitching Drew Hayes. On the pitch, fouled back to the screen behind home plate. Counts even up at 1-1. 4-1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. 2 runs in the 1st inning and 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Have staked him to this 3-run advantage. Hayes rocks and fires the 1-1 pitch. Misses low and outside. The count now 2-1. Ford hitting .294 on the season entering play today. The pitch is swinging and a ball hit up the middle, grounded right into the glove of Drew Hayes, who comes off the mound and lollipops a throw to first base in time to retire Ford. The first out here in the 6th inning. Bring up Angelo Sanko. A run on 4 hits, no errors for Long Island. 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Southern Maryland. After the Ducks committed 2 errors in yesterday's ballgame. Blue Crabs committed 1 error that allowed 3 unearned runs to score. First pitch to Angelo Sanko's a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. Count 0-1. Sanko, no official at-bats today, has drawn walks both times he's come up to the plate. And it was that fourth ball to Sonko back in the third inning in his second plate appearance that allowed Delta Cleary Jr. to come in and score from third, as it was a wild pitch. Swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. So Sonko a little big with his swing that time and came up empty. Now Hayes will try and retire him for the first time tonight. He winds and deals the 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul tip in and out of the catcher's mitt of Luis Allen. Do it again at 0-2 to Angelo Sonko. Sonko resides in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the Potato State. Actually, I think it's the Gem State. Now the 0-2. Fouled back to the screen behind home plate. We'll do it again at 0-2. Oddly enough, the Ducks with two players who live in Idaho. For whatever that's worth. And Sonko and Matt Larkins. A pitch, swing and a miss, and Sonko goes down on strikes with a mighty cut. 6th strikeout of the night for Drew Hayes, and that's the second out here in the 6th inning. Bring up Mark Krause. Krause 0 for 2, took a called third strike his first time up and flew out to left center field his last time. Just gave the ball a ride and nearly ended up coming up with an extra base hit, but not for a great play by Corey Vaughn, ranging into the gap and picking it off on the run on the warning track. First pitch to Krause misses low and outside for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch. Swing ground ball up the first base line. It's foul, and the count now even up at 1-1. Krause was 2 for 3 in last night's action. Got a run scored. Also drew a walk. Reached base safely 3 times, pushing his on-base percentage up to .367. Now Hayes deals the pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit hard out to second base, but 4 hops for Jose Lozada, who gathers and slings over to first in time to retire Krause, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Hayes. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. You go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's 4-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is infielder Mark Krause, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it! The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher in the game for the Long Island Ducks. It's the right-hander Zach Treese coming in. That means Rafael Perez's night is done. We'll get you his final line here in just a second, but first we'll tell you a little bit more about Zach Treese. Coming into this game, we'll be making his, tied for the team lead 32nd appearance of the season. Treese is 6-1 on the year with a 5.22 earned run average. 29 in the third innings pitched. He's struck out 30 and walked 16. And given up 34 hits. Opponents hitting .291 against him. For Rafael Perez, his final line, 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. New season high in strikeouts for Perez. And he walks 3 for just the second time. Perez threw 89 pitches in working through those 5 innings. Now it's up to Zach Treese to keep the score at 4-1 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The first pitch to Luis Allen is fouled off at home plate, and the count is 0-1. It'll be the catcher Allen, the third baseman Patrick Palmero, and the second baseman Jose Lozada due up against Treese. As we get things going in the 6th inning. Moon's starting to peek through the clouds out in the distance now tonight. It's a big, bright orange moon. Sidewinding Treese delivers, and the pitch is fouled off at home plates. Up and over the screen, and the count now 0-2. Beautiful night for baseball. Started out at 86 degrees here at Regency Furniture Stadium. It's cooled off some since. All the way down to 80. Still a nice warm night. Get your short sleeves and your shorts and come on out to the ballpark. Pitch misses outside. Out 1-2. Still plenty of great seats available here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Last Saturday game before the All-Star break. Here's the pitch. Allen reaches for a breaking ball and fouls it back. Just tipped it off the end of his bat. And got to the netting behind home plate. Got to remain at 1-2. Drew Hayes is at 102 pitches. There's action out in the Southern Maryland bullpen, so you have to imagine he's going to be done. But been surprised before. Treese comes set, the 1-2 pitch. Swing a ground ball hit out towards shortstop, picked up there by Dan Lyons. He's been busy tonight, and he throws over to first in time to retire Allen. That's out number 1 here in the 6th inning. With a ground ball pitcher like Rafael Perez on the mound, you figure that your infielders are going to be getting a lot of work. That's the 6th assist for Dan Lyons tonight. When you think about it, we're in the top of the 6th inning. Right, so right there, you're talking there has been 16 outs recorded. Top 6 with 1 out. It's the first pitch to Patrick Palmero, misses upstairs. The count 1-0. 8 of those 16 were strikeouts for Perez. So now you're down to 8 outs. And Dan Lyons has assists on 6 of them. And 1 of them was a double play. Pitch hit on the ground to third base. There's Ruben Gotay picking it. He'll throw across the diamond to first in time to retire Palmero for out number 2. Just 1 flyout for Rafael Perez tonight. As a fly to center field by Patrick Palmero. That's just plain silly. 2 gone here in the 6th. Gonna flip the lineup guard over and bring up Jose Lozada. Lozada in the ball game, 2 for 3, a double and a run scored, also a stolen base and a single. Rounded out into a fielder's choice, the shortstop Dan Lyons to the second baseman Giovanni Alfonso. Pitch is fouled back to the backstop behind home plate by Lozada. The count 0-1. As Treese looking to work a clean inning here. He's retired the first 2. The Ducks have not thrown a 1-2-3 inning in this game yet. Treese last pitched on July 6th, a couple of nights ago. He have a hit and 2 walks in a third of an inning, but no runs. Pitch is foul off the fists by Lozada. That gets down into the second row of seats. The count runs to 0-2. It's the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 4, the Long Island Ducks 1 as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-run home run by Michael Snyder in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Southern Maryland. Also Lozada scoring on a wild pitch and an RBI hit for Corey Vaughn, accounting for their 4 runs. Delta Cleary Jr. scoring on a wild pitch in the top of the third, accounting for the Ducks' run. Pitch just did miss outside. Treese thought he had strike 3, as did half the Ducks, who were starting to walk off the field. But Jorge Teran did not give Treese the call. Not quite sure where that pitch missed. It must have bent around the plate. Now Treese comes set. The pitch. Fastball misses high and outside, and the count now 2-2. Nobody was walking off the field on that one. A little bit more demonstratively out of the strike zone. Count now even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Lozada. Switch hitter batting from the left-hand side for the first time tonight. Now the pitch, swing and a miss. He got him to swing over the top of a curveball, and a strong inning of relief for Zach Treese. A 1-2-3 frame, and the Ducks just retired the Blue Crabs 1-2-3, making this another PSEG Long Island energy efficient inning. With your energy efficiency programs from PSEG Long Island, saving on your electric bill is also as easy as 1-2-3. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. One more way, PSEG Long Island is making things work for you. We go to the top of the 7th, 4-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to Long Island Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is infielder Giovanni Alfonso, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Four to 1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle-In Shop on your next visit to the Duck Pond, where exclusive, hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. New pitcher in the game for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. As you can see, it is the tall right-hander Jesse Beal. Jesse Beal coming in to relieve Drew Hayes, who went 6 innings, allowed a run on 4 hits, walked 2, and struck out 6. And now it's up to Jesse Beal to face Jordan Pacheco, Ruben Gotay, and Giovanni Alfonso. 6, 7, and 8 in the Long Island lineup. They're happy to see Drew Hayes out, now trying to rally against the Southern Maryland bullpen. Beal making his 31st appearance of this season is 5-0 with a 3.23 earned run average. First pitch to Pacheco. It's grounded foul up the third base line. Glove there by Billy Horn, who's coaching third tonight. Counts 0-1 to Jordan Pacheco. Kevin Baez, feeling a little bit under the weather, is here, but just not coaching third tonight. Pitch. Pacheco swings and hits one on the ground out towards shortstop. Picked there by Edwin Garcia. He throws on to first in time to get Pacheco for out number 1 here in the inning. A little bit more on Jesse Beal. 6'6", 245 pounds, born in Washington, D.C. Spent last year with the Sussex County Miners in the Can-Am League. Reached as high as high A ball in his affiliated career. The season is 27 strikeouts and just 7 walks in 30 2/3 innings pitched. And has recorded 2 saves. Only 2 saves not recorded by Cody Epley on the team. Pitch on the way, misses upstairs to Ruben Gotay. The count 1 ball and no strikes to the former big leaguer. Gotay 1 for 2 against Hayes in tonight's game. Singled back in the second and lined out to shortstop in the fourth. Now the pitch. Spinning ground ball hit up the middle, and that's going to get into center field for a base hit. So Gotay with a seeing eye single into center field. It's a runner on first with 1 out for the Ducks and brings up Giovanni Alfonso. The guy, I think, who's been in the middle of more rallies for Long Island this season than any other player. He and Dan Lyons, and they hit back-to-back right here at the end of the lineup. And it's always nice when you've got some of that punch down low. No easy outs up and down the lineup. Unfortunately, there's never been a point where everybody's been going at the same time. If the Ducks ever get to that point, watch out. Alfonso hitting .345 of the season, snubbed from the All-Star team. First pitch is in for a called strike. The count's 0-1. In fact, was having a conversation before the game with one of the workers up here in the press box for Southern Maryland. And he asked me, who are the Ducks All-Stars this year? And I said, well, the pitchers, John Brownell, Amalio Diaz. For position players, we had Alex Berg. Alfonso hits one on the ground out towards shortstop, charging hard. Garcia flips to second, 0-1. Relay to first, double play. Wow, I thought that one was hit far too slow to be a double play, but a great charge by Edwin Garcia. And a nifty flip back to second, able to turn a flashy 6-4-3 twin killing to end the inning. Basically, the moral of the story is they're very surprised that Alfonso was not on the team, as were we all. Time to get up and stretch. It's 4-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Angelo Sanco, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Well, as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Long Island Ducks will go to the bullpen once again and bring in their third pitcher of the night. This time, it'll be the Long Island debut of Steven De La Cruz. Steven De La Cruz, making his Ducks debut, was signed earlier this week by Long Island, and now here making his Atlantic League debut. De La Cruz will face Edwin Garcia, Zach Wilson, and Michael Snyder, 2, 3, and 4 in the Southern Maryland lineup as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 the score in favor of the Blue Crabs. As we'll tell you a little bit more about De La Cruz, he hails from the Bronx, New York. He's most recently pitching with the Palm Beach Cardinals, which is the Florida State League affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. It's the first pitch from De La Cruz, misses low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes to Edwin Garcia. Steven De La Cruz, right-handed pitcher, measures up at 6'1", 185 pounds. It's a late swing and a foul ball by Garcia. It'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. He played his collegiate ball at the junior college level at the New Mexico Military Institutes. Go Broncos. Pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen behind home plate. Count now 1-2. And the New Mexico Military Institute is a fascinating institution that hails some very interesting alumni. Among those, a certain Hall of Fame quarterback by the name of Roger Staubach. Began playing his collegiate career at New Mexico Military Institute as a Bronco, and then transferred to the Naval Academy before being drafted. This pitch is hit in the air to shallow center field. Charging hard is Cleary, going back to second baseman Alfonso, and the ball will fall in for a base hit for Edwin Garcia. So welcome to the club. I suppose Steven De La Cruz allows a bloop single into shallow center field to Edwin Garcia to lead things off here in the bottom of the seventh. Bring up Zach Wilson. Runner on first, 4-1 Southern Maryland. As the Blue Crabs, pick up their 8th hit of the night. Or rather, 9th hit of the night, pardon me. But also notable alumni for the New Mexico Military Institute, actor Owen Wilson, and both Conrad Hilton Sr. and Jr. So there you go. And Steven De La Cruz. Edwin Garcia being held on at first by Krause. Here's the pitch. It's in for a called strike, and it counts 0-1. Zach Wilson struck out twice and singled in his 3 trips tonight, all against Rafael Perez, who's on the hook for the loss for the Ducks. Trail 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch from De La Cruz with the high socks, a fastball that just blows right by Wilson. Count 0-2. They don't have a radar gun here at Regency Furniture Stadium, but eye test that one had to have been at least 95, 96. He's throwing cheddar in his Ducks debut. De La Cruz comes set at the belt, and now the pitch. Line drive hit to center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Stopping at second base, Edwin Garcia. As he and Zach Wilson have back-to-back singles to center field to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. And now it's trouble time for Steven De La Cruz with the cleanup hitter, Michael Snyder, coming up to the plate. Snyder's got the big blow in the game today, a 2-run home run off Rafael Perez. A no-doubt shot over the mini monster in left field. It was back in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it expanded what was at the time a 2-1 Southern Maryland lead to a 4-1 advantage where it currently stands. De La Cruz comes set. Here's the first pitch to Snyder. Fastball blown right by him. It counts 0-1. You definitely tell De La Cruz is a guy who throws the ball hard. Not to really see any kind of secondary offering out of him yet. Comes set, now the pitch. So a line drive hit deep to left field. This could be trouble as that one's getting it down and roll off the base of the wall. Coming in to scores Garcia, getting the wave around third is Wilson. Here comes the relay throw. It is wild up the first base line. It gets by Pacheco, and down to third is going to go Michael Snyder. He's got himself a 2-run double, and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs take a 6-1 lead. Now 4 RBIs on the night for Michael Snyder. And not the way you drew it up for Steven De La Cruz, making his Long Island debut. It's now Corey Vaughn at the plate as the Ducks will bring the infield in. The pitch. This is low and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes. It's the Blue Crabs 6 and the Ducks 1. 11 hits for Southern Maryland as well. De La Cruz, a long look in it Jordan Pacheco for his signs. Now the pitch. This is upstairs. The count 2 balls and no strikes. Station Nation trying to root on their team to a win here tonight. All stuck around here into the late innings. The pitch misses inside. The count 3 balls and no strikes to Vaughn. A walk here might not be the worst thing for De La Cruz. At least it would set up the potential for a double play. You would end up trading a run for those 2 outs. In that situation, though, as the pitch gets away, coming home to score is Michael Snyder. The wild pitch brings home Snyder. And it's now 7-1 Southern Maryland. 2 singles, a double, a walk, and a wild pitch have led to 3 runs, a runner on first, and still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes Billy Horn out to the mound. There is action in the Ducks bullpen. Don't know if whoever it is ready or not, but this might just be a stalling tactic for Horn to try and give that reliever a little bit of extra time to warm up out in the bullpen. So that's what it looks like it is. As he walks off, he looks down towards the bullpen to see if he gets the signal that whoever it is ready. It's usually taking the cap off the head and then placing it back on. And of course, that's all out of view for us up here in the broadcast booth, so there's no real way to see. But at least for De La Cruz now, there's nobody in scoring position, so perhaps a chance to kind of regroup. LJ Hose coming up to the plate and just try to make sure you settle things down, get some outs, and limit the damage in the inning. First pitch to Hose is a late swing and a foul ball over on the first base side. Gets out of play and the count's 0-1. Hose is 0 for 2 in the game. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Grounded out to shortstop and then drew a walk, all against Rafael Perez. Perez uncharacteristically walked 3 tonight. As the pitch to Hose is spanked hard and foul down the right field line. That'll clear the top row of seats. Down towards one of the end sections. Count now 0-2 to LJ Hose, former Baltimore Oriole and Houston Astro. Now a Southern Maryland Blue Crab. Check scores from around the Atlantic League here in this half inning as well. As Hose lines one up the middle and it goes past the glove of Dan Lyons and into center field for a base hit. Vaughn stops at second base, going station to station, and Hose aboard at first with a base knock. Still nobody out, runners on first and second, and now Zach Cohn coming up to the plate. We're in the bottom of the 6th at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. The Bridgeport Bluefish lead the New Britain Bees 6-5. Bottom of the 7th at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Lancaster Barnstormers and the York Revolution are tied at 4. They're in the bottom of the 5th at TD Bank Ballpark in Somerset. It's the Skeeters 7 and the Patriots 0. Sugarland has outscored Somerset 19-0 in the last 2 nights. Count no balls and a strike to Cone. The pitch. This is low, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Rafael Perez went the first 5 innings for Long Island, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits, walked 3, and struck out a season-high 8. Zach Treese went 1 inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning with 1 strikeout. Timeout is called again, as for the 3rd time tonight, either a kickball or a basketball has come onto the field, and Delta Cleary Jr. will throw it away and just far away from the hoop where it keeps coming back onto the field from. I mean, that's just bad. It's 3 times, guys. That delays because of this. De La Cruz comes set. The pitch. Swing a fly ball to left field, hit by Cone. It struck well, but playable for Lou Ford, ranging over into the gap. He makes the catch. Corey Vaughn tags at second and dekes to third to draw a throw. Then heads back to the bag as it came in strong. So that's the first out here in the 7th inning. That'll bring Luis Allen to the plate. Make one gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7-1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crowns. Steven De La Cruz trying to fight his way through. It started off as a turbulent outing. Corey Vaughn at second, LJ Hose at first. Pitch hit on the ground to third base, could be two. Gotai goes to second for one. Alfonso's relay to first in time, double play, and the inning is over. But not before the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs are able to push across 3 runs. We'll call it 3 hits, no errors, and they leave one man on base. We go to the top of the 8th, 7-1 Southern Maryland. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Patrick Kreider, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
We go to the top of the 8th inning, 7-1 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Hey Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will also be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and more. Ducks are tweeting right now, and you can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. New pitcher in the game for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It's the right-hander Zach Thornton, 6'4", 215 pounds from Los Angeles, California. Former Pittsburgh Pirates and New York Mets farmhand. He comes in to relieve Jesse Beal, whose night is done after one inning where he allowed a hit, but faced the minimum thanks to a 6-4-3 double play. Thornton will go up against Dan Lyons, Anthony Vega, and Delta Cleary Jr. That's 9-1-2 in the Long Island lineup. Hoping to try and muster something resembling a comeback here in the top of the 8th inning after a heartbreaking 5-4 loss last night. Now the Ducks looking to try and break the hearts of the Blue Crabs as the first pitch misses high and inside, and Lyons swings out of the way of it. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Danny on the game is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout in his 2 trips. As the side-arming Thornton misses low and outside, the count now 2 balls and no strikes. It's more of a low 3/4 for Thornton. He doesn't kind of drop down really fully, but certainly not over the top. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Count now 2-1. Zach Thornton was part of the return to the New York Mets in the Ike Davis trade a couple of years ago. Pitch, check swing. They say Lions went around. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was Zach Thornton and a low A starting pitcher by the name of Blake Taylor. He's traded as a player to be named later, and he's just 18. Now Taylor still with the Mets system, working his way up. Thornton reached as high as AAA Las Vegas. Check swing by Lyons. Did he go around on appeal? He did not. Was able to hold up. According to Silvio Martinez, the first base umpire in tonight's ball game, count now full. 3-2 to Lions. Getting on base here would be huge for Dan to start off this inning. Now the pitch. Swing a chopping ball hit out towards shortstop. Played on the medium hop by Edwin Garcia. He throws on to first. And time to retire Lions 6-3 on the ground out for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Anthony Vega with 1 out, nobody on base. Vega's 0 for 3 in the game. All with his at-bats came against Drew Hayes. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. As Hayes is in line for the win in tonight's ball game. 6 innings, allowing just 1 run. Vega swings and flies one high in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Hose, still going back onto the warning track, and that one hits off the wall, the mini monster. Vega turns second, he's heading for third, and he's going to get in, standing with an opposite field triple. Claps his hands together and gets a fist bump from Billy Horn as Anthony Vega goes to the opposite field and comes up with a 3-bagger, his 3rd of the season. And the Ducks have a runner at third base with 1 out here in the 8th. Vega was hitting a lot of balls out in that direction during batting practice and really working on driving the ball to left and left center, and all that hard work paying off right there with that hit. So here's Delta Cleary Jr. He swings and drives one high in the air and pretty well to center field. Vaughn over, he'll make the catch, tagging at third, and coming home to score is Vega. They trade the out for the run as the Ducks have cut the deficit down a little bit. It's now 7-2 thanks to the sacrifice fly from Delta Cleary Jr. An out but a productive one, and that'll bring up Lou Ford. Ford 1 for 3 in the ball game, a single all the way back in the 1st inning. Since then, a pair of groundouts, and all against Drew Hayes. Here's the pitch from Thornton. Breaking ball misses low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th. It's the pitch. He's in at the knees for a called strike. It's now 1-1 to Ford. Blue Crabs will have Patrick Palmeiro, Jose Lozada, and Edwin Garcia coming to the plates. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed by Ford, and the count 1-2. Seven to 2 Blue Crabs. They lead in the top of the 8th inning. Now the pitch. This is low and outside as Thornton slung it a little bit too far. Count even up at 2-2. Now the pitch. Swing a ground ball hit to the right side, and that's going to be played on a dive by Jose Lozada. Throws from his back and not in time as Lou Ford beats out the infield single. Jose Lozada with a phenomenal play just to get to that ball, and then the throw to first, he spiked, and Ford was hustling all the way and was able to beat it out for an infield hit. Second hit of the game for Ford. Keep the inning alive for Angelo Sanco. Sanco, 2 walks and a strikeout tonight, 0 for 1 officially. Ford being held on at first base by Michael Snyder. Now the first pitch. Swing a foul ball over the screen behind home plate and up over the roof of the suite level. Count 0-1 to Sanco. Thornton comes set, drops the hands down to the belt, now delivers. Swinging a ground ball foul up the first base line and over towards the Ducks bullpen down the right field line. Count 0-2 to Angelo Sunko, the team leader, with 14 home runs and 38 runs batted in this season. Anthony Vega led the team in home runs last year with 11 on the entire year. Here's Sunko with 14 before the All-Star break. The pitch, late swinging a foul back. Do it again at 0-2. To Angelo Sunko, whose career high in home runs is 29. Set as a Rancho Cucamonga Quake back in 2011. Now the pitch. One misses upstairs, and the count 1-2 to Angelo Sunko. Keep things going in this inning. If he does, Mark Krause is on deck. Thornton's delivery. Swinging a foul by Sunko. Will do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches, just working Thornton hard. Keeping this at bat and therefore the inning alive with 2 outs and a man on first. Ford not really a threat to run, being held on. Now the pitch. Sunko swings and fouls it back yet again, this time right to the backstop, and he drops down to a knee, genuflecting after that swing. Certainly doesn't get cheated up there on many swings, does Angelo Sunko. Determined to try and come through and help his team here. Now the pitch. Just does miss inside as half the Blue Crabs infield was making their way off the field. Now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They thought it was a strike, but it was not, says home plate umpire Jorge Teran. Ford with his leadoff first base, being held on by Snyder. Now the pitch. Swinging a pop-up over to first base side in foul territory. Snyder underneath it. Now stumbles back, makes the catch, slips down, and hangs on for out number 3 in the inning. A little bit of theatrics go along with the outs, but that will do it for Angelo Sunko and for the Ducks in the 8th inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-2 Southern Maryland. You're listening to Long Island Ducks baseball.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Zach Treese, and you're listening to Ducks baseball on the Long Island Ducks broadcast network.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks-branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Ducks trying to make it interesting late, bottom of the 8th inning, 7-2 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, and Tyler Levine comes in to be the new pitcher, the 4th of the night for the Ducks, relieving Steven De La Cruz, who gave up 3 runs and 3 hits in an inning of work tonight. It'll be Levine going up against Patrick Palmero, Jose Lozada, and Edwin Garcia for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. 9-1-2 in their lineup. Blue Crabs look to try and take another from the Ducks and take this series if they can hang on and win tonight's game. First pitch misses for for strike, pardon me. Count 0-1 to Patrick Palmero. Bean comes set, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2. Which are the season numbers for Tyler Levine. Here in just a moment. Bean comes set, now the pitch. Swing a ground ball hit to third base. Played by Gotai. Fires across to first in time to retire Palmero. It's out number 1 here in the 8th inning. Palmero now 1 for 4 on the night. And a single all the way back in the 2nd inning. So that'll bring up Jose Lozada. This will be the 5th trip to the plate for the leadoff man for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs tonight. So far, he's 2 for 4 with a double, a stolen base, and a run scored. Tyler Levine this season making his 8th appearance. As the first pitch is swung on and missed. Count 0-1. That's not right. He's definitely been in more games than that. And there it is. Tyler Levine making his 15th appearance of the season. He's 2-0 with a 3.33 earned run average. Put the home and road stats on the same page as the individual stats. The 0-1 pitch, swing a ground ball hit to the right side of the infield, picked up there by Alfonso. He throws on to Krause at first base. It's in time to retire Lozada for out number 2 in the inning. So 2 up and 2 set aside for Tyler Levine here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Edwin Garcia now comes up to the plate. Garcia, 6'1", 185-pounder out of Marara in Venezuela. This pitch misses low and outside. The count 1 ball and no strikes to the Blue Crabs shortstop. Garcia 1 for 3 tonight, has also drawn a walk and scored twice. Once against Rafael Perez, who's on the hook for the loss. Once against Steven De La Cruz. 1-0 is in for a strike. The count now even up at 1-1. 7-2 the score in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs tonight. We play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Levine comes set, now the pitch. Just does miss outside, and the count now 2-1. So right-hander warming up in the Southern Maryland bullpen. Pitch misses low, it's now 3-1. It not being a save situation, would be surprised if it was Cody Epley who came on and had a save in last night's game. It's the closer for Southern Maryland. Now the pitch. Late swinging a foul ball down the right field line, over for a look as Anthony Vega, but he runs out of room. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Blue Crabs 7 and the Ducks 2. This beautiful Saturday night for baseball in Southern Maryland. We're about an hour's drive, 55 minutes, south of Washington, D.C. without traffic. Garcia lines one into center field. That'll hang up long enough for Delta Cleary Jr. to amble in underneath it and make the catch for out number 3 here in the inning. So Tyler Levine works a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Now we go to the top of the 9th. It's 7-2 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Last chance for the Ducks. You're listening to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fans, this is catcher Alex Berg, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. New pitcher in the game for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs is the right-hander Craig Stem. Baseball fans, have you downloaded the official Long Island Ducks mobile app yet? Powered by Clear Vision Apps, you can buy tickets and stay up to date on Long Island's hometown team right on your mobile device. You can download the app today for free by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android device. Mark Krause will lead things off against Stem, and he swings and misses the first pitch. Counts 0-1. Stem, the 4th pitcher in the game for Southern Maryland. Drew Hayes went the first 6 innings, and Jesse Beal and Zach Thornton have gone an inning each. Now it's Stem. Pitch. This is low and outside. The count now even up at 1-1. Stem was the winning pitcher in last night's game for Southern Maryland. He went 2/3 of an inning, getting the 2nd and 3rd outs in the 8th. Retiring Alex Berg and Giovanni Alfonso. Blue Crabs scored in the bottom of the 8th to take a 5-4 lead that they'd hang on to. Krause swings and misses, and the count now 1-2. The Ducks have had some late inning heroics against the Blue Crabs, notably on the last homestand when they scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to win a game. As Krause fouls the 1-2 pitch back, they'll do it again at 1-2. See if they've got a similar type rally in them here in the top of the 9th inning. They need 5 to tie and just extend this one to the bottom of the 9th. Stem shakes off his catcher Allen once, now comes to an agreement. The pitch. In there, strike 3 call. Krause knew it. He just turned around and walked back to the dugout. He's struck out now twice tonight. So that is his 7th strikeout overall for Long Island Ducks batters. 1 gone here in the top of the 9th inning, and that'll bring up Jordan Pacheco. So 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts to his name so far. Grounded out to 2nd, 3rd, and short. 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, just going 1 down the line each time. He smokes the first pitch foul down the right field line. The count 0-1. Pacheco's reached base safely in 8 of his last 10 games. Let's streak on the line here in this at-bat as he swings and misses at the 0-1 pitch. Count now 0-2. Ruben Gotay waits on deck, hoping that he's not the last man for the Ducks. Pitch. This is low and outside. That rolls all the way to the backstop. Count now 1-2. A lot of room behind home plate and the backstop here at Regency Furniture Stadium, and a very wide warning track all the way around the field. Crushed red brick. Now the pitch. Swano, ground ball hit out to shortstop. It's played by Garcia on the slow roller. His throw to first is in time to get Pacheco. And that's out number 2 here in the inning, and the Ducks are down to their final out of the game, and it's Ruben Gotay coming up to the plate. Pretty good guy to have up at the plate in this situation, as he's been one of the hotter hitters in the Ducks lineup now for the better part of the last 2 weeks. It's all up to Gotay to keep this game alive. Greg Stem trying to make sure that can't. 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error for Long Island. 7 runs, 12 hits, and no errors for Southern Maryland. First pitch to Gotay. It's fouled back at home plate. Count 0-1. Pitch didn't miss by much, and the count now even up at 1-1 to Gotay. Drew Hayes in line to be the winner in tonight's game. He would improve to 4-3 on the season. Which doesn't miss by much again. It's now 2-1 to Gotay. Rafael Perez in line for the loss. He would fall to 5-5 as Gotay smokes one out to left field, but playable, and Hose makes the catch to end the inning. And that'll also end the ball game as the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs have defeated the Long Island Ducks 7-2 tonight, and they've taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series and look to go for the sweep in tomorrow's game. We'll take a step aside, come back on the Long Island Ducks post-game show, and wrap this one up. From Southern Maryland, again, it's the Blue Crabs 7 and the Ducks 2. You're listening to Long Island Ducks baseball on the Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey fan, this is a pitcher Amali Diaz, and you're listening to the Ducks baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
And welcome you back to Regency Furniture Stadium on the Long Island Ducks post-game show. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs have defeated the Ducks 7-2 tonight and have now taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series. As the win improves Southern Maryland to 42-32 overall in the season, 4-1 in the second half. The Ducks fall to 38-38 overall, back to 500 and 2-4 in the second half of the season. The Blue Crabs got on the board first in this game when they scored in the bottom of the first inning. Jose Lozada led things off with a double and then stole third base after Edwin Garcia struck out. Then Zach Wilson struck out as well, so with 2 outs and Lozada still at third base, Michael Snyder was able to draw a walk to put runners on the corners. Then with Corey Vaughn at the plate, a wild pitch was able to score Lozada from third and push Snyder ahead to second to give Southern Maryland a 1-0 lead. Vaughn then singled on the very next pitch. That drove in Snyder from second base and ended up giving Southern Maryland a 2-0 lead that they would never look back from. The top of the third, the Ducks got on the scoreboard when Delta Cleary Jr. had a one-out infield single and then stole second base. He then advanced to third on a ground out to second by Lou Ford. And then when Angelo Sonko took ball 4 down to the dirt, the ball skipped away from catcher Luis Allen on a wild pitch. Cleary Jr. was able to come in and score the Ducks' first run of the game. That ran the score to 2-1 in favor of Southern Maryland at that point. But the Blue Crabs wasted no time coming back and expanding their lead again in the bottom of the third. Edwin Garcia walked to lead off the frame, and then Zach Wilson struck out. But on the first pitch of his at-bat, Michael Snyder lifted a 2-run home run over the grill number 13 Mini Monster in left field to give Southern Maryland a 4-1 advantage. Stay at 4-1 until in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Blue Crabs ended up scoring 3 runs against Steven De La Cruz, who was making his Long Island Ducks debut. And it took him till his 6th batter to record an out, a single, and then a 2-run double for Michael Snyder. Snyder then advanced to third on a throwing error to the plate by Dan Lyons, and then came home to score on a wild pitch to complete the scoring in the inning. The Ducks ended up getting a run back in the top of the 8th when Anthony Vega tripled with 1 out, and then Delta Cleary Jr. brought him home with a sacrifice fly. But other than that, the Ducks couldn't get much going offensively all night. They did get the 7 hits, but left 5 on base as, again, they just had some hard time. And Southern Maryland came up with a couple of double plays that they were able to turn in this game to keep the Ducks offense at bay. So we'll take a step aside. When we return, we will take a look around the Atlantic League, get you caught up on the goings-on from around the circuit, wrap things up with the final lines here from Waldorf, Maryland. So you're listening to the Long Island Ducks postgame show on the Ducks Broadcast Network. There is a helicopter about to make a landing, so that's what that rumbling noise is, and you're about to see it come into frame if it hasn't already. Fun times. Back after this.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tyler Wilson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Well, as you can see, the helicopter is dropping little... Are they tennis balls? Are they golf balls? Are they Easter eggs? I'm not sure what they're dropping on the field, to be honest. There's nothing up on the video board, and if they made the announcement, I'm not quite sure what that is. But there's a bunch of little green things out on the outfield. What a day it's been here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs beat the Long Island Ducks 7-2 as the helicopter, now I guess it's just doing a flyover to spread the stuff around, and now it's making its way out as 3 people will go out to go pick all that stuff up. And it looks like some Southern Maryland Blue Crabs staffers are heading out as well. Totally bizarre night. Anyway, it's been a bizarre night around the Atlantic League already. One game has gone final. The Lancaster Barnstormers defeat the York Revolution 5-4 tonight. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at TD Bank Ballpark in Somerset. Sugarland Skeeters lead the Somerset Patriots 10-1. They've outscored Somerset by a score of 22-1 in the last 2 games. And in the top of the 9th, the New Britain Bees have a 7-6 lead on the Bridgeport Bluefish. I'm very confused right now about what is happening in the outfield. They're just, I think they're picking up the balls and now they're throwing them around to spread them out. So that would explain why Blue Crab staffers and players are out there. But what is the point? I see there's a bunch of people all lined up along the edge of the third base dugout. I guess they're going to let them go on the field once it's all been set out. But why drop it out of a helicopter if you're then just going to go out? You know what? This is why I'm not in promotions anymore. Final lines here from Regency Furniture Stadium for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. They had 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and 7 left on base. Long Island Ducks had 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base. The winning pitcher is Drew Hayes. He's 4-3 on the season. The losing pitcher is Rafael Perez. He falls to 5-5. Time of the game, 2 hours and 47 minutes. In front of an announced attendance of, they haven't announced it yet. Haven't announced it for the last 2 nights. But that's neither here nor there. And that will also do it for us tonight here from Regency Furniture Stadium. We'd like to thank everyone involved here at the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs for helping out when we had all those technical difficulties throughout the day, getting us up and running and on the air tonight. So big tip of the cap and a wag of the finger to the technical difficulties, quite frankly. It's been a pleasure tonight. My name is Joe Basile, giving you the final score for the final time from Waldorf, Maryland. It's the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 7 and the Long Island Ducks 2. We'll be back in action tomorrow, 2:05 p.m. First pitch, it's John Brownell against Brian Grenning of the Blue Crabs. We'll be on air 1:50 with the Long Island Ducks pregame show right here on the Ducks Broadcast Network. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and good night from Waldorf.